streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Drake.
Feel like a voyeur. Alan Stiles was just on our show. I don't think he knew he was on. He just collected his gatherings and was on his way. It's a Drive Guys. We're back at the Gold One Center, and we got the Celtics back in town. Hopefully, Drace, we got Domas back tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, the big fella, and I feel like this is unexpected, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to have a few more days till we get an update, and then we got the update yesterday. Domas fully practiced yesterday, and so we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully, we got the big fella back tonight.
My first reaction when I heard that was, oh, man, they're feeling it, and they're rushing him back.
Yeah.
But he went through a full practice, right? I don't know that they'd want to rush him back. What do you think? What's going on there?
No, I don't know if they would want to, but one thing also you talked about the awards qualifications too, and so that's one of the things we were worried about, right? Is would he want to rush back? And so by all accounts, he went through the full practice, and so hopefully he's all good to go. Hopefully he isn't rushing back.
And I know that you've been hanging out with some Boston people, so you probably got lots of Celtics intel. Here's what we think we know about the Celtics injury situation. Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis off the injured list for tonight. They did not play against Portland. And then Jaylen Brown is questionable. It's first time in a week since he suffered a bone bruise. He hasn't been playing, so Jaylen Brown might play tonight.
Yeah, I think he might. I think there's a good chance he plays tonight. Tatum was on it yesterday, I think, or he was dealing with something, but he's good to go. I think JB is playing tonight. If I had my guess at this standpoint, and no inside info, Whitey, I'm not definitive with anything, but I think he's playing tonight.
Drape said he got to the arena before me today, but he didn't quite.
No, I got here. I was here at 12:45. What time did you get here?
I don't know, but I was here and I went and got something to drink, came back, and your stuff was there.
See, here's the thing, Whitey. Just because my stuff isn't here doesn't mean I'm not in the building. See, big fella, I was downstairs talking to my guy Jim Edmonds, who's the director for Celtics game broadcast. I was talking to him for a good 20 minutes downstairs, and then moseyed my way up here.
I might have been here at 12:45.
Really?
I don't know. I really don't know.
So let me ask you this, though. We got to get to the bottom of this. Yeah. I know you love your job. You love talking basketball. But why the hell are you here so early?
I gotta get situated, Gotta get the feel
seriously, man.
for what's going on. Do the final prep.
No, but hold up.
See what's up with RJ. Mainly, I got to make sure RJ's okay.
But you ain't got to hook up anything. Hell, you use my laptop. I set up the laptop for you. So why are you here so early?
Right. Well, sometimes, there's like a late guest that's been added, which is always great. Jay is always working.
Yeah, Jay's
so
always getting
okay, let me just do some prep for that. See what's going on. I like to see the youth games out here,
So let me ask you.
And get the feel for things like lowrider nights. And I didn't know it was lowrider night.
What's the standard operating procedure for radio? More like you, hour 15, hour and a half early, or more like me? As long as I'm here when the show starts, we good.
Standard is probably showtime is on time.
Right. I like that. All right. I don't feel bad then, big fella. I'm on time, baby. As soon as I hear that open roll, I'm ready.
Who was it? Was that Marvin Barnes? Game time is on time.
Yeah. Oh, bad news, Barnes.
Yeah.
Bad news, Barnes.
Hey, it's been a lot of bad news for Kings fans lately.
Nah, don't go there. Don't. That's not a good transition, big fella. That's not a good transition.
Pretty good, actually. And I got to say, I was watching you guys, you and Morgan on Saturday, and I was hoping, I hope Drapes is okay. Hope Drapes is okay. And, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very frustrated. I understand. I'm not making funny. I just felt like, oh, no, he got caught up in it again. You thought they were going to seal the deal, didn't you?
Yeah, but, I thought they were, and I can handle losses, Whitey. I can't handle not scoring, making a field goal in the last 4:24.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what we talked about with the Clippers loss, sort of how you felt after that. It's one thing to lose. It's another thing to lose a game you should win.
Yeah.
You had in your hands, if you will. You're playing great for most of the game. And then all of a sudden, you resort back to some bad habits out there. And so it was frustrating. I thought we had that game. Because I liked the way we were playing. I liked even when Giannis was making his run in the third quarter. I'm like, okay, it's all right. It's a tough game. It's Giannis being Giannis. But then the other guys started hitting threes too. And I'm just like, we're not going to lose this. And to go to Final Four 24 without a field goal, when you got these elite offensive players, Zach, DeMar, I was speechless. I was frustrated. I was hurt. I was down because that would have been, remember, I said 4-3 on this homestand.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 games that you lost, you probably should have had. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You should have beat Chicago.
They were right there.
Right.
You had them right there in the palm of your hand.
You had them. You let Kobe White turn into prime Jordan. And then obviously what happened. And so, I was a little hurt, man. A little hurt by losing the other night.
Here's one thing that I don't understand. When I say I don't understand, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying I don't get it. Down the stretch of games, we know that the Kings tend to be DeMar DeRozan heavy.
Yep.
We know DeMar DeRozan his whole career, that's how he plays. Give him the ball, he looks for a favorable matchup. ISO heavy.
Mm-hmm.
After the game, when they lose, when they win, that's great. When they lose, after the game, what we hear from the players is, the ball kind of got stuck there and we went away from some things. And the reason I say I don't understand it is like, that's what you, with DeMar on the team, that's what you do. So what am I missing? Are they saying in addition to that, there's other things that they're not executing? Because, DeMar, that's what you do on offense down the stretch is you run it through him. So after the fact, say, the ball got stuck. No, that's how he plays. And that's how you play when he's on your team.
Yeah. But I think they went to that a little too early. If you ask me, they hunted out the mismatches a little too soon instead of still playing under 3 minutes, tight game under 2. Yeah, I get it. But 5 minutes to go, there's still a lot of basketball to be played. That's not the time to go into ISO ball. And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying we went to it too soon,
Gotcha.
And here's the thing. And I've shared it on the show before. I talked to Doc Rivers. I asked him this question probably about 13 years ago, Whitey. Sitting down, Doc had a dinner with some of the local media. And I'm like, Doc, why late in games do teams just resort to ISO basketball? And he said, Kyle, we want the ball in our best players' hands to make the decision, whether to shoot, pass, whatever, decision he makes, we want the best player to make that decision. And so I get that. I've been living by that. But with 5 minutes, 6 minutes, it's still too much time. I get it. Last 3 minutes, maybe 1 point game, tight game. And then you got to live with the misses it makes. But I thought we went to it a little too soon.
What do we know about the Kings as far as health tonight? Obviously, Dumas, fingers crossed. I think it seems to me that there's a good chance he's going to play if they're even talking about it. How about, do we know anything about Devin Carter and Malik and this illness that's rampaging through the Kings locker room? Well, don't look at me because I ain't been down there.
No, I just saw both guys, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
I just saw Malik Monk. I just saw Devin Carter outside. Malik was wearing a mask. Devin Carter wasn't. I don't know if we're going to read into anything into that, but based on that, it's a little concerning regarding Malik. Outside wearing the mask. Devin seemed to be himself, walking back and forth, but they were together too. They were together walking, and so I don't have the intel or an update, but give you what I saw out there on the streets. And that's not behind the scenes. Everybody that was outside could see that. I just happened to see them walking past.
Drapes, as you know, a week ago or so, the idea of the Kings being passed by both Phoenix and Dallas appeared very, very unlikely. Right now, it doesn't appear so unlikely. So you got a dogfight on your hands. I'll say this, and I know this is something that we've been talking about in different ways and forms all season long. I'm surprised by how many Kings fans, right-thinking, sensible, good fans, right now are saying, gee, make the playoffs. I don't know. That just stuns me. The Kings have only been in the playoffs, 10 times since they've been here? And now I don't ever remember, of course, there haven't been that many seasons where the Kings are fighting for a playoff spot. But here they are fighting for a play-in spot, and yet there's some fans going, they might be better off not making the play-in, And that's really unlike Kings fans to me.
Yeah, I think Kings fans don't want to get their hopes up anymore. You know what I mean? I think their emotions have been played with enough this season in their eyes. And so they make the playoffs. It's like, get your hopes up and then maybe get bounced at 4 or 5.
It's like a defense mechanism.
Yeah, sort of a defense mechanism. And, the pushback I'll say to that, though, too, Whitey, is there's a possibility you miss the playoffs and lose your pick.
Yeah.
Like, if it push came to shove, give me one of them. And so if you could make the playoffs, all right, you may lose your pick. So what? You know what I mean? But, the worst case scenario is both. You miss the playoffs and you lose your pick.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, that's
I know.
injury.
Did you see Maryland yesterday? Maryland with Colorado State. Derek Queen. I mentioned it because I was just looking today at Tankathon, their mock draft. They have with that pick, that King/Atlanta pick, they have Derek Queen going with that pick. I was like, oh, man. Now he's probably going to go higher than that, I would think.
Yeah.
He's been playing well, but there's just a lot of things swirling around right now. How about win? Play better and win.
Right. And
starting tonight.
Just let the chips fall where they may right after that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I mean, there is quite a real possibility, and J. Ross brought this up earlier today too, and I agree with him. Because this schedule is so treacherous this week with today and tomorrow, we might drop down to 11.
Yeah.
But that's no reason to hit the panic button, because then the schedule starts to lighten up going forward. Like, this is the meat of our schedule, the tough part right now. And so then after that, when we look at Tankathon and strength of schedule, after tomorrow night, it should be a lot better. Levels out. Yep.
Yeah. Drape's takes are coming up for the Gold One Center Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Spring is here, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, huge spring savings for you today.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
JCPenney makes spring fashion look so easy. Throw on something light, bright, and extra comfy. Mix and match new arrivals from your fave brands and create affordable outfits with ease, like the perfect St. John's Bay polo paired with chinos, or a simple sweater and denim combo from A&A. Get that Liz Claiborne handbag you love, plus those cute sandals to match. For warmer nights, pick out cool, lightweight sleep sets from Umbriel. Come shop, bring the fam, and start chasing those spring vibes now. JCPenney, make it count.
We're gonna start this thing alright. Duval in the now come on.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, we got Drape's takes coming right up here from the Gold One Center. Before we get any further, I want to acknowledge we have a celebrity in our midst. You know, as you know, Drapes, being a longtime sports fan, when you have the MVP from a team that doesn't actually win, you know that person got it done. Their team didn't win, but yet they were the most valuable player. Well, this weekend, they had a senior NCS qualifier tournament in Sacramento. It's a slow pitch. And the most valuable player of that tournament, his team didn't win. They got walked off. They almost won, but he was nonetheless the most valuable player. Let's hear for Jay Johnson.
Oh, Jay got some hardware. Got some bling.
MVP.
Congratulations, big fella.
Oh man, we just trying to make it happen. I'm following your footsteps like on Sunday. Matter of fact, I'm gonna come out there and see you work it in, put it in action. I'm gonna come out and mimic what you doing.
Yeah, you don't want to know about yesterday's game.
No, that
would
what happened.
Better than
What happened
yesterday.
What happened?
I want to give you your flowers, Jay. Congrats, man.
That's great.
He said he hit like 875 or something like that.
We got to.
Like, damn,
guys
Jay.
like Jay, if they hit like 700, it's like, yeah, I had a bad turn.
Right.
No. That's a great tournament. Believe me, I've hit 6 before. I actually don't know the full number because our manager came over just like, hey, here you go, big time. He was like, you hit 8 something. It wasn't fully calculated, so I'm pretty sure they'll throw it.
Because you're not a stats guy. Yeah.
I mean, we're trying to ball. We're trying to get the first championship.
The box score. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I was trying to get the first championship.
Run into the box score. I got you.
Yeah, we came up short though. We came up short.
Well, you did better than my squad.
Dude, we played. Let me say this real quick. We played 5 games Saturday. It was actually in Martinez. Whitey, it was in Martinez at Waterfront Park. Yeah, so. We came up short. They did the thing. The other team, I don't even know the name of the other team to be completely honest, but we saw them in the winners bracket. I think the 3rd game of the tournament, they wind up beating us by 6 or 7 or something. Then we won the next couple of games and then saw them again in the championship, and they walked us off. Man, they were just a better squad than we were that day.
Got a question for you, Jay, from Christopher Ladd. Did Jay do what Dellavedova did in Australia and give the MVP to the player of the winning team?
No.
Come on, Jay.
I saw that actually.
Bro.
Well, they actually,
you,
I think they do an MVP for the winner team and then the consolation or whatever the case may be. So I'm still kind of getting acclimated to some of these tournaments because there's so many different federations, associations that control them. So. Believe me, I ain't crying for no spilled milk for them. They got they championships, probably all got rings or bats or bags or something like that. We just got T-shirts or jerseys. So, it is what it is.
We got to find out what Jay hit. That's got to be his new nickname. Hey, 850. What's up?
850. I know, huh? Like Wilt, Mr. 100 or something like that.
That's incredible.
Something like that.
Way to go, Jay.
I appreciate you.
How things go for you, Drapes? You at 800?
666.
Oh,
2 for 3.
2 for 3.
Oh, boy.
So hopefully you weren't 1 for 3 with a walk or something. You can't.
No, 2 for 3.
Okay,
Two, legit 2 for 3.
Yeah.
I struck out though.
What?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Looking or swinging?
My grip. No, I'm swinging. My grip wasn't good, Jay. My grip, I'm not a baseball savant like you guys are. And Whitey, you could attest because you're a golfer too. Like sometimes you get up there and it just doesn't feel right. That's how it was with me. And instead of backing out, resetting and everything, I just swung. And so, but 2 for 3, 3 RBI.
Oh, you were stroking, baby.
I did my thing. 16-4, the final score.
What was the situation when you struck out? Was it runners, ducks on the pond?
No, I don't think so.
Two geese on the pond?
Right, dude. Like literally, we got like 1 hit the first 3 innings.
Wow.
In softball. That's hard to do.
Yeah,
that's hard to do.
That is hard to do.
We were hitting everything the other people, like they were right there.
You holding the bat upside down or something?
But then every time they hit, it was like in the gap. And it was dude, we were down 14-0. 14-0.
Came back
against the team that had not won a game. Like it was bad, man.
Why did you say they came back?
I know we did. We outscored them 4-2 over the last inning, and so it was pretty
Dude,
bad.
okay, you gotta explain.
I did my thing, 2 for 3. What, Jay?
You gotta explain it.
No,
real
pull
quick.
out the Zapruder tape or anything like that. The film. We're trying to.
I just want to know what happened with the K. Are you a batting gloves guy? First of all,
I am a batting glove
Okay,
guy.
do you pine tar or spray tacky or none?
Nah, dude.
Well, that's part of it. See, why do we got to get him right?
This guy, dude, we are weekend warriors. We're not out there
Same
like
thing.
you diving, sliding into second and things like that.
Either you're playing the game or you're not.
That's right.
You're either playing the game or you're not.
You guys got to remember, it is a game. Ooh, it's a game.
Then why are you wearing batting gloves?
And I I got my Bryce Harper spikes on and everything. Your boy looked the part. I looked the part.
You Under Armored out?
They're like, oh, this dude is, I'm Under Armored out, bro. I'm ready. But, yeah, it was brutal.
What do you play, first base?
Nah, they had me in, what was I?
Left field?
Left center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's power alley in softball,
yeah. Oh, yeah, and this one dude smacked it. Oh, dude, this one guy hit it so far, that thing just kept going and going. And because off the bat, I'm like, all right, I got to beat. But then it just kept going.
Did you try to fair catch it?
No, right, pretty much. But then I'm like, damn, the fence is coming up. You know what I mean? And so it just dropped right past me. I was like, oh. And you know me, I'm not a finely tuned athlete, even though I look like one on TV. Yeah. But I'm really not, And so I was hoofing out there. Like I was trying to track it down, and I just couldn't get it, man.
Yeah. You got the good hose out there? You got the good.
Hell yeah. Although, I'm not going to tell this story. I'm not going to.
Now you got to tell it.
I did fall in the outfield. I did fall. Like
that's part
you
of it.
Fell in the outfield the same day when you struck out.
Yeah, it was because I'm making a play at the ball and I'm reaching like I'm tracking to the right. I'm reaching. And it just right out and
you dove for the ball. We're gonna say that.
Yeah,
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. Diving attempt.
I dove for the. I'm glad we're talking about this because Drape's Takes is going to be short today, fellas.
Okay.
I can't opine much on what happened the other night.
You want to get into it now?
Yeah, let's get into it, all Jay. Right. Give me my music, big fellas. Time for.
Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
Can't take it easy right now. Kings fans. I said Drape's Takes is going to be short, and I'm not going to lie.
Short and sweet?
Short and sweet. I'm going to go back to what I said first segment. Same thing I said in post-game as well. We cannot resort to iso ball with 6 minutes on the clock. And I'm going to take that back, Whitey, because I'm not going to call it iso ball because that's a negative connotation. I'm not doing that, Kings fans. But what's happening with our team is we're searching out the mismatch and we're trying to go at it. But what we have to realize as a team is sometimes just because you have the mismatch, you can be a decoy and set somebody else up. And so DeMar, Zach, all these guys, we do as a team, we feel like we have the advantage one-on-one, and instead of playing the offense, moving the ball around, we look for our shot. LeBron James does the same thing, Whitey, exploits the mismatch. But LeBron exploits it looking to set other people up, not necessarily always looking to call it his own numbers. And I'm not, I think this is a team-wide issue. This is the league does it. I've seen Zach, this is a team-wide issue. And so whether it's on the coaches or the players, it's like, all right, we know you can score against your man at will, but sometimes it's better to set other guys up. Sometimes it's better, instead of a tough contested shot, make the extra pass. And I feel like late in games, and I'm not talking 2 minutes, but 6 minutes to go, we running that? Like, we got to be better in those situations. I know DeMar can hit the shots. I know Zach Keegan. Everybody can hit the shots. But it seems like we are relying too much on whether we're hitting shots or not. These are tough shots we're taking down the stretch, Whitey. No ball movement, defense loaded up.
Offense is not producing good shots.
Not at all. And so I just feel like we're hunting the mismatches a little too much and a little too early, and we're looking to score ourselves instead of doing what's best for the team, helping others, getting better shots.
Mm-hmm. Do you think some of that's because of the unfamiliarity with each other, and so people tend to resort to things they know, and it tends to get a little more individualistic because we got to do something?
I think it's an unfamiliarity with not only each other, the players, but also the coaching staff as well. We also got to remember Doug is new to this too. Like, they don't have years of institutional knowledge with each other and years of trust. Like, think about it from a player's perspective. Doug even said it. He's coached 3 different teams so far. Think about it from a DeMar DeRozan. He's had multiple different coaches. And so I just feel like, what we're seeing this year and the rest of this season is we just got to take it what it is. If Doug gets the job, hopefully a full off season, a training camp, some additions to the coaching staff. Everybody will be more in sync. I feel like right now we're not in sync. I also, Whitey, as part of my Drapes takes, I wonder how much they trust each other out there on the floor. And I'm talking both ends of the floor, offense and defense. Are they trusting their teammates? Or because it's still so new, it's like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to make this pass. Or I don't know this defensive rotation if they're going to have my back.
Yeah.
Which brings me to something else real quick. How many damn corner threes we going to give up to a team, Whitey, in clutch situations?
The number is endless.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, man. I'm looking at the numbers here. Gary Trent Jr., who had a goose egg in the first half, Whitey. No, he had a goose egg the first 3 quarters. Let me take that back. 11 points in the fourth quarter. He knocked down 3 threes. Kevin Porter, ain't no way in heck Kevin Porter Jr. is supposed to be getting 18 points in that game. And so if we lose because Giannis is bullying us and everything, okay. But give Giannis credit. He bullied us and he opened things up for everybody else. It was a disappointing loss as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I know you were taking that pretty hard, and it's just hard to be surprised at this point.
Yeah.
It's disappointing, but we're seeing this team showing us again and again what they are down the stretch of close games.
So let me ask you this then, and I know this is Sports Talk Radio.
Yeah.
Kings fans and listeners and people at work and on the YouTube chat. Because I had a meeting with NBC Sports California to talk about our pregame show. And I'll be honest with you. The doom and gloom and the negativity, I'm tired. I'm fatigued right now. And so as an organization, as a fan base, as a radio show, I'm legitimately asking over the next 3 hours, what's it going to be like? Kings fans, you want to sound off? Go for it. 916-339-1140. But man, it's beautiful outside, Whitey.
It is.
I need something uplifting, big fella, instead of negativity all the time.
All right.
You're like, damn, what are we going to talk about then right here?
Well, the other side of that is you don't want to be like, no, everything's great.
Right. No, not at all. Nobody's saying that. But to your point, we are who we are.
Yeah.
We're going to have some solid wins, and we're going to have some heartbreaking losses. That's just where we are right now. We're middle of the pack kind of team right now, and I'm hoping that whatever happens this season, whether it's playing, making the playoffs, is a building block towards the future.
Yes.
And helps us going into next season, because this season is going to be topsy-turvy here the next 12 games. That's Drapes Stakes, Jay. It's brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
That's a good place to start. What is there here that you can build on, no matter how the rest of this year goes? That's next with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Listen for the Toyota Tahoe Report every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with Johnny Mosley to get the latest weather conditions in Tahoe throughout this snow season. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Tom's Watch Bar has the best happy hour in Sacramento, starting with $5 specials all day, every day. Plus select $7 appetizers and $12 entrees. With 360-degree viewing and game day vibes that match being at the game. Tom's Watch Bar is the ultimate game day experience for sports fans.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents it's local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton and Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Thanks for being with us again. Congratulations to Jay, MVP of the senior NCS qualifier, his team's MVP in Martinez over the weekend. Jay, what were your power numbers like? You have a lot of extra bases, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I had one triple, bunch of doubles. Man, no home runs this weekend.
What was your
though.
fort?
Okay.
Yeah, no home
You know
runs,
what your
man.
fort was? Any idea?
No, I don't know
Yeah,
what my
what
fort was. What's fort for baseball?
Value
it's still
over
the same thing.
replacement player.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
about
I'm
that.
sure yours was very high.
Yeah, I might have to tap in with that. Let me get some of my analytics guys on that, and
Okay.
we'll get that in.
Nice.
Oh, we
yeah,
struggle.
beautiful weather, as you said, Drapes. Yeah. We got baseball. Gosh, what is it? A week from today, RJ?
Yeah.
RJ's dreading. He's doing a lot of the technical.
Oh, he's
stuff.
doing all that?
A lot of stuff to do, and I'm sure he'll get it done. But can you imagine that?
How about, I mean, I'm looking at yesterday, the Giants played the River Cats.
Yes.
And it was bumped out, packed out.
Yeah.
I could only imagine for when the A's actually first pitch goes out, it's going to be crazy. Here's the question, and maybe I need to ask Jay this. Or you, Whitey? I need to finagle some tickets. Not next week, not because I'm out of town, but just throughout the season. Who's the go-to over there with the A's? I haven't or RJ's like, not me. I need to get some tickets here this upcoming season.
Really?
Yeah. A couple, weekday games after we get off or something like that. Head on.
You looking probably for the Draper deal?
Yeah, 100%. Huh? You like Ticketmaster got him drapes? What's that? I don't know about that.
I got some tickets from a guy who was nice enough to set me up with some tickets for the Padres game, and I had to bring the money in today. So as you can see, they weren't cheap. So
dude, that's $40. What you talking about?
Not-
He's like, it's not cheap over there. He got like 2 5s and a 10 talking about it.
Okay.
No, I'm just, Are you really paying it off today? Are you?
Yes,
okay.
that's why. Yeah.
How many tickets you get? Two. Okay.
Yeah, and I got a good deal, but they're not cheap.
What's the date? What's the date on that?
That's April 9th, I think, something like that.
No, we got. Oh, so you're not coming to the Kings game that night?
It's a day game.
Or you're not doing a radio show that day?
I don't know. I'm doing the radio show and I'm going to the game. Maybe I am missing a game.
I don't know.
I'm doing the show, not missing the show, and I'll be at the
fishy.
baseball game.
Something smells fishy here.
What is fishy?
If April 9th we get a text, Whitey's sick, we'll know what's going on.
Oh, I've been doing this far too long to tell you all that. I was thinking of not showing up.
I'm giving you mess because April 10th is my birthday, big fella.
Oh,
you know
okay.
what I mean? Yes. So I thought maybe you want to take me or
38.
something like that.
38 years old, right?
Big 5-0.
So yeah, you aren't doing the show there, Mr. Gleason, because it's a day game.
Well, then I got the date wrong because I think that's a Thursday because it's like a
No, it's a Wednesday.
Thursday.
Yeah, the Wednesday is the 9th. 12:35 getaway day.
Nah, we got to talk about this. Are you taking my birthday off too?
Okay.
They don't play on the 10th.
No, I'm not
so,
taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't play.
They play.
So I think
that,
it's probably the 8th. Is probably
the 9th is getaway day. They play the Padres and they play the 11th. Well, technically they're not getaway, but the Padres are. They play the Mets Friday.
Yeah, right. So they play a 3-game series against San Diego.
Why,
Go to the first 2 games.
You out yourself.
Go to the first 2 games.
How about AJ? Can we do the show live from Sutter Health
Probably
Park?
can't.
No, probably not.
No, we can't.
Probably
no,
can't.
we can't. You're
Yeah.
right.
It ain't got no
We got a
love
Kings
for us.
game that night. We played Denver that night.
Some of us have a Kings game.
Oh, Jay, it's gonna be me and you that day, big fella.
That's fine.
Let's put it in,
It is
Whitey. I
what it
get
is.
it.
It's a night
I
game.
get
I'm
it.
telling you, it's a night game.
So you're
No,
going
it's
Tuesday.
12:35. I'm
Yeah.
looking at. Oh, you going Tuesday? 7:05.
Yeah, so I'm going Monday and I'm going Tuesday.
Oh, you going 2 days?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I thought you were doing.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Oh,
All right.
no, I wouldn't skip work for a baseball game.
Why wouldn't you? I would. It's called vacation time, Whitey.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I just missed some time last week, as you well know.
Oh, yeah. All
So
right.
anyway,
So we cleared that up. We good.
cleared that up.
All right.
No problem. No problem whatsoever. Drapes, you were just talking about, the Kings and how there's a lot of negativity right now. Let me just say this. I think the talk, I'm not going to browbeat anybody, all the talk of, wow, maybe they should tear it down. I think that's wrong-headed thinking for this reason.
Okay.
And I know that I'm not saying you're a bad fan. I'm just saying there are too many pieces here. There are a few pieces. I don't think you want to tear it down. I think there's enough here that you can build around still. Like Jerry Reynolds said on Friday, yeah, you'd have to make some trades, but you don't have to tear it down because there are some pieces here that I think you can build on. There are building blocks here right now, in my opinion.
Okay.
Devin Carter,
I was about to
Keon,
say, yeah.
and Keegan.
So let me ask you this.
Doesn't mean the guy is here, but those are important, valuable pieces.
That's tough. That's because I'm seeing on social media people say the same thing. Build around those guys. But when it's basically like having the tires, but no engine.
Fair enough, but it's a start. I know your point.
You know what I mean?
It's not like to say we're going to build around them isn't to say they're the focus. They're going to carry you forward, but they are important, valuable pieces.
So Domas isn't a piece to build around. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe
DeMar,
he is.
Zach's not a piece to build around. That's what I'm hearing from the people out there on social media, and people are saying, blow it up. We're just going to build around these guys. These are the three keepers, if you will.
Uh-huh.
Now, mind you, the three guys I just said are all having better seasons than all those guys we mentioned combined. But yet, this is where I don't. The key is to get the talent and then build around the talent.
Right.
The key is to get the guy because every guy is different. LeBron's different than Tatum. Shea's different than Luka. And so how do you know which quote unquote role players to have if you don't know who your guy is?
Well, Domas is probably a building block as well, right? Assuming that he wants to stay here, and I'm sure they can work all that out. You never know, but he's a building block. Zach LaVine, I don't know. DeMar DeRozan, probably not going to be here long term, right? And that's not in any way, shape, or form a knock on him. He's not a piece you build on just by virtue of the fact that he's as old as he is. So all I'm saying is, tear it down. Again, not to say you're a terrible fan for thinking that. It's like, I don't think that would be the best idea with this roster, tearing it all down.
Tearing it.
Yeah. Even if maybe they have a great run here and you're willing to run more of it back than we would expect right now.
See, but when I hear tear it down, Whitey, I don't include any of the guys you just mentioned, Devin, Keegan, Kia.
What is a tear down to you?
Tear down means trade your star players. You keep some of the when people say tear it down, to me, I hear that and I'm triggered like, all right, so you're trying to move off Domas, Zach, and DeMar. That's the tear down to me. Like, and so is that what we're saying right now, Kings fans? I want to know. 916-339-1140. I don't have to decide this. Kings fans are coming up with this. Social media, you're bringing this up, Whitey. Like, I think, honestly, from an organizational standpoint, you have to decide, is Domas good enough to build around? Is Zach good enough to build around? Is DeMar good enough to build around? And if so, I'm talking from an organizational standpoint, if so, then you shuffle in the guys around them. Same thing the Celtics did. Tatum and Brown were the guys they decided to build around. They had 3 different iterations before they finally got it right.
Those guys aren't here right now. I don't think you have your guys to build around.
All right.
Do you?
All right. No, that's what we're talking about then.
Yeah,
because people are saying build, keep in Keegan, Keon, Devin. That's because they are young and up and coming and we don't know their ceiling yet. But when it's actually time to build a champion, let's say you get a player like a James Harden type. Do those guys fit with it? Like, to me, it's about finding the guy first and then flushing it out. That's just my take.
Yeah, I got you. The conversation continues when we come back. Also, tell you how Cinderella almost had as bad of a weekend as Snow White. What? Next, Sacktown Sports.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-2013. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
It's your lucky day. During the month, we're saving you some green by offering $250 off braces or Invisalign. To schedule a consultation, go to kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com, where you'll find a location near you.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust, along with my entire team. I have been helping accident survivors recover compensation for their injuries for 25 years, and we can help you. There is no charge for calling. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, we'll get back to the Kings conversation here. Kings fans at a crossroads. But looking at the tournament for just a moment, terrible weekend for Snow White. Apparently the live-action Snow White did not get many people out to see it, and the reviews were bad. Cinderella also had a bad weekend. This is, according to The Athletic, the first NCAA tournament since 2007 without a single team seeded number 12 or worse in the Sweet 16.
Awful.
Yeah. Only 4 conferences are represented: the ACC, the Big 12, the Big 10, and the SEC. This is not the year of the Cinderella squad. The other side of that is you look at the matchups coming up. There's some big-time matchups. Should be some good
No, what was that stat you said? It's first time since what?
This is from Chris Vanini in The Athletic. This is the first NCAA tournament since 2007 without a single team seeded number 12 or worse in the Sweet 16.
Okay. Is Arkansas a Cinderella or no?
No.
After that upset over St. John's? That was an impressive win, no?
Mm-hmm.
Impressive win.
Yeah. I mean, it was an upset.
Yeah.
Then Maryland over Colorado State on Derek Queen's running jumper. One of the very few, if not the only, buzzer beater, right?
Yeah. I'm going to keep it real. I haven't watched maybe 10 minutes of the tournament. I haven't been and we talked about this last week. I just the buzz isn't there for me this year.
Yeah,
maybe because we mired in this King season and some big games going on right now for Sacramento. But I haven't been dialed in on the tournament like I should be.
I watched a couple, not whole games, but parts of games yesterday. Watched a little of Duke, and I felt like, I wanted to see it and felt like I should watch some of it. But I understand what you're saying. And here's the big difference between the madness and the NBA in March. And someone, again, in The Athletic wrote about this. You got March Madness, and what we love about it is you've got to win. If you lose, you're out, right? That's one of the things we love about it.
Yeah.
One and done.
One and
in
done.
In the NBA, there are so many games right now where you don't even know if the team wants to win or not. That's not the case with the Kings right now. But, with teams posturing and tanking, full-out tanking or semi-tanking, it's a real contrast when, wow, you got to win or you're done. And then a lot of NBA teams they're resting guys. They don't really want to win tonight.
Yeah, even the Sixers, I think Quentin Grimes, who's been their fine this year, he's out tonight. They're like, hold up now. He's playing a little too well here.
Yeah.
And so, and what you're seeing, Whitey, is a number of different races going on. You got the race for a top 6 seed. You got the race for the play-in, and then you got the race to bottom out. Everybody has their own agenda right now that they're doing right now.
How about this race? You mentioned the Sixers. They keep their pick if it's top 6.
Top 6, yeah.
If they don't, it goes to OKC. So OKC played them last week, so Shea didn't play.
Right. Trying to
you got all that stuff going on. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You got to decipher what's really going on.
Yeah, it's wild right now. And, is this good for basketball? I don't know. No,
it's
right?
Not. It's not.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Too many teams, what Utah is doing this year, they got Lowry Markkanen, and he's, playing every third or fourth game. It's like, come on, man. And so I will say this about the team we're going to see tonight, the Boston Celtics. Second night of a back-to-back for them. Tatum has only missed one road game this year. Tatum is one of those that feels like there's an obligation,
kind of old school,
to play, especially on the road, because the only time they're coming here to Sacramento. So he wants to be out there. There was a time earlier, too, where medical staff told him to take off. I think it was in Miami. And I was told this. And, he, day of, shoot around, then warming up, said, no, I'm playing. We're not here that often. And so I think the NBA, when you talk about load management, tanking, whatever, there's an issue there that isn't solely on the players, isn't solely on the organization. I think there's a lot of blame to go around. But at the end of the day, Whitey, if players want to play, they're going to play. Like Zion, for instance. What did he say earlier this season? I want to play, but their medical staff telling me not to. Well, bro, you're freaking Zion Williamson. If you want to play, what they going to do? Nope, Zion, we're not, and then what does that look like?
Yeah.
So I think it's a mess, to be honest with you.
Yeah, now as far as the Kings going forward, we're almost to the point where there are some fans who feel like they're better off not winning some of these games, which is just, I don't think we've ever been in that situation before here in Sacramento. Have we? The Kings have a chance still. They have a path to the playoffs, and it is fraught with peril. It's a very narrow path, but certainly the path to the play-in is evident and clear. Getting out of the play-in would be tough, but so many fans are so discouraged about how difficult it would be to get through the play-in and then get into the first round, and then how tough it would be to get out of the first round that some are saying, you're better off keeping your pick. Again, not to get into that argument, but it's just, wow, that we don't usually have those kind of discussions here. Usually, if there's any chance at a playoff, yes.
And that goes to show you just how, disgusted some Kings fans are right now.
Yes.
I just think, last year and then coupled with this year, it's like, just put us out of our misery and let's move on to next season. Like there's a segment of the fan base that can't wait for the season to be over with because of the roller coaster ride that we have going on. And so, I mean, the thing about it though, Whitey, that I'll push back on, that belief is that I don't feel like the guys have checked out. Like when I see them play, they're not 1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're
you
not.
Can definitely tell what a team is doing.
Right. You can tell. Yeah. I haven't seen that yet. Maybe we'll see it in a week or two. Who knows? I don't know. but it seems like they're still fighting. They just haven't been good enough to get over the hump and win some of these games.
How important, in your opinion, is it for the franchise, for this team to at least get into the play-in?
No, I think it's play-in.
Yeah.
If they didn't get into the oh man, that to me would be, I don't want to say disastrous, but kind of embarrassing. You know, it's why the hell we fire Mike Brown then?
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
Why we trade De'Aaron Fox then?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're trying to win and you can't even beat out the corpse of the Dallas Mavericks, that's not a good look.
Anthony Davis is back tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, AD.
Wow.
I don't know what the hell he's like. What are you doing? He wants to play clearly.
Yeah.
Like from an organizational standpoint, I can't imagine them saying, "Oh, we got to get AD back so we can get the 10 seed." Like, especially with no Kyrie, there's no hope there of him coming back. And so this might be an AD thing.
I really think what De'Aaron Fox said before the season started kind of put that thought in some fans' minds.
What?
Just that, wait, is this franchise, are they just trying to be pretty good every year? Do they not want to win a championship? And I think that started people thinking that way. So I think what he said, and he was being honest, he has every right to say that, and he's gone now. I think that's kind of that's what put the organization on notice, and I think it's led to some of the confusion fans have had now.
But even if the organization wants to be pretty good every year, I'm okay with that because that raises your respectability around the league.
Mm-hmm.
Now free agents are looking at you as a possible destination. If you just want to bottom out and be in the lottery every year, it's like, if you're a free agent, why? So there's more ways to build a championship than just tanking.
Yeah.
You know? And
yes.
so
what is it, 40 years in Sacramento, and I think the Kings have been in the postseason 10
Is it
times?
10? Oh, no. Is it 9?
It was a 7 in a row, 8, 9. I think it's been
10 now?
10. Yeah.
Out of
That's
40.
it.
Yeah.
Out of 40. So it's still, to me, it's still
Right.
a big deal if the Kings are in the postseason. And I know it's a long ways to go from there. It's a long putt from here, but I got the line. You
Right.
got the line on this.
And to me, from an organization, what I'd like to see and what I'm hoping is you want to build a culture of we're trying to win no matter the circumstances. When you start losing, you start building a losing culture. Not everybody hits when you tank. We're saying Detroit finally. Charlotte's been struggling forever.
Yeah.
Dude, San Antonio, even though they hit with Wemby, this will be the 6th straight year they miss out. And so to me, I want to see a culture of, you know what, we're trying to win every game, no matter who's on the floor. Because as we said last week, it's been saying it, for the last few months, just because you don't get the number 1 pick or a lottery pick doesn't mean you can't find a franchise player. So you might as well win games while doing that too anyway.
Right.
That's just my take on that.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you're right. So making the postseason to me is still, and trying to make the postseason, just trying to get in the postseason to me is vastly more desirable than, you know what, let's just kind of back out of this thing and see what we end up with as a draft pick. But I understand that view. It's just unfortunate that so many people now are starting to have that conversation around here because there was a time when that was totally foreign to us here in Sacramento.
Right. Like the sniffing the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like we, as an organization, a franchise, a fan base, it would be, yes, let's go, like pandemonium around here.
Yeah.
And so is that what making the playoffs one time does? Now all of a sudden it's like, just making the playoffs, that's not good enough for us. That's what it feels like.
The Kings, this. Everybody knows this. The Kings have already beaten Boston once this year.
Yeah.
114-97, January 10th.
Yeah.
Destroyed them.
No De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
In that game as well. You got the box score there or no?
No.
Not
I have some facts here and there.
How about Domas in that
23
game?
and 28?
Yeah, he was like Wilt out there.
Yeah. How about points in the paint? Boston 40, Kings 48.
Yep. There you go. And that's the recipe tonight. We know the Celtics going to come out and shoot about 53s tonight, that kind of thing. If Domas plays, we should have. No Al Horford either tonight for Boston. And so we should have an advantage in the paint tonight.
3-point shooting in that game. The Kings shot 38.3%. Boston shot 26.8% from three, and they also turned the ball over 15 times.
Yeah.
That, to me, is one of the single biggest issues with the Kings. They don't shoot the ball well enough consistently. They have nights when it looks like, yep, there it is.
Right.
And they have nights when ice cold. Ice cold.
I don't know what happened the last couple of games, because to your point, there was a stretch right after the All-Star game, after the Warriors lost. But after that, like, we were hitting threes, and I got to look up the stats. Like, we were one of the top 3-point shooting teams, but we've come back down to earth as of late. I don't know what that's about, but if we outshoot them tonight, we'll win the game. But it could be lopsided tonight, Whitey, where they hit 24 threes and we hit 10. And, we getting outscored from the 3-point line by 40, 50 points tonight. They rely so much on it. So.
Yeah. What is it that the Kings are missing? Why can't they close? We're back with that from the Goal One Center. Drive guys getting ready for the Kings, the Celtics tonight on Sacktown Sports.
It's time for basketball. And right now, Uber Eats has deals on McDonald's, Popeyes, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a hamburger. Get game day deals now only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Did you know colon cancer can be detected early or prevented through regular screening?
I have detected Around Earth is the greatest lie ever.
Okay, Roger. My uncle just passed away and I inherited his cockatoo, Roger. He was a member of the Flat Earth Society, so Roger picked up on some of his rhetoric. Anyway, screening, such as a colonoscopy.
Screen these! Screen these!
Roger that, Roger. Moving on. Colonoscopies can detect early-stage colon or rectal cancer or even polyps, which are abnormal growths that can turn into cancer over time.
I'm a Flat Earth walker.
Come on, Roger. What did I do to my uncle to deserve you? You don't get to choose what you inherit, just like colon cancer. Unlike Roger here, I believe in science. And science says that if colon cancer runs in your family, you're more likely to develop it yourself. Talk to your doctor about when you should start screening. Find out more at coloncancercoalition.org. A message from the Colon Cancer Coalition.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Boston Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Hammer time thrown down by the league.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
With the Kings going for the season sweep of the Celtics tonight, we're going to talk to Cedric Maxwell.
Oh, man.
Legendary Celtic and currently Celtic broadcaster at 3:30.
I don't know if I can handle him today.
Really? I was going to ask you, has he apologized to you yet after what the Kings did to his team in January?
No, he's not. That's we can bring that up. We got bragging rights right now. You're right.
That's
Forgot about that.
Yeah. And then at 4:30, Eddie
guy.
House with the Celtics and former Sacramento King, Eddie House.
Eddie House in the building. He's on the call tonight. Him and Drew Carter. So Eddie House is in Sac right now, and he'll be jumping on with us at 4:30. Yeah?
Looking forward to that. It is lowrider night tonight.
What does that mean?
Well, I know they have some things. If you walk right out here in the concourse, they've got some special exhibits and things. They were working on something a little while ago.
Okay.
Right over here, there's some kind of display of, looks like they were putting together some kind of car or something earlier. So,
I missed that.
Celebrating the lowrider culture tonight.
Okay.
At the Golden One. Right on the table. What's the deal with the Kings? How come they're not closing here? What do they have to do to start closing these games more efficiently?
Well, I mean, you ain't going to beat anybody scoring 19 points in the fourth quarter. Let's just say that. As much as the defense broke down the other night and the three ball was falling for Milwaukee, you scoring 19 points, that's not going to get it done. So you got to be better. And I will say this. When Doug first took over, that was one of their staples, hallmarks. They were winning close games, Whitey. You remember under Mike Brown to start the season, we were losing all the close games. Then Doug came in and we were winning. And so I don't know what's going on recently. Can we also say, I'm looking at it like this, and I'm looking at the last two games specifically. We are not matching the physicality of our opponent. When our opponent ramps it up to another level, we're not getting there.
We start curl up.
Yeah, we start curling up. Like, there's no reason Kobe White should be putting a shoulder into people and getting into the lane. I understand. Giannis does that to everybody. Okay. When he goes to that level, nobody can match him. I get that. But Kobe White, we like, come on, man. Like that's, and so I just feel like, like Doug has been talking about how it's unacceptable. Not like we are not matching their physicality. And when you look at our style of basketball, we don't have guys that's putting their shoulder down, getting to the basket. We have shot makers on our team, DeMar, Zach. But in terms of imposing our will on people, offensively, we don't have that.
Yeah, it's true. I'm a little distracted. I apologize.
What you got?
Remember when they had the woman out there with the umbrellas? And
is this her?
It might be. There's a woman upside down and juggling a table with her feet, and she's spinning that table like a card table, round and around and around, tossing it into the air and catching it. So I heard everything you said, but I was a little
I know. I was
distracted.
wondering.
It was incredible.
one of the perks of the job here, huh? We get to see the halftime show early here.
Good halftime tonight. Yeah, if you get a chance, you don't want to miss that. The Kings and who they are and the style they play and how they're unable to match the physicality of other teams. We know how Doug wants them to play. Can they play that way? Or is it just wishful thinking? Is it this is who we are? Or we really want to be this, but we're not sure they are. And look, a big part of this, Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, your two best players, they're not that type of player.
Yeah. No.
Right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
They're not physically imposing their will. And I'll say this, a guy we will see tonight, well, a couple guys. Jaylen Brown physically, like you feel him when he's driving.
Drew Holiday.
Jason Tatum will throw that shoulder into you and get away with the push-off. Watch how many push-offs he get. And Amadrock on the YouTube chat says, I've seen Zach, Monk, Debo drive to the basket. They didn't get any calls. But it's different. Like when our guys are driving to the basket, it's not with the we're going through you drive to the basket. It's we're trying to finish over you. There's a difference, Whitey. There's a difference.
Yes, sir.
When you get downhill, are you going to the basket through your defender? Get the call. Or are you trying to finish over your defender? I think that's what we're missing right now.
Here's some news. Thank you, Chris Watkins, for sharing this from Sam Amick on Twitter. The Kings' Domantas Sabonis will return from his ankle injury tonight against Boston, I'm told. It has only been 1 week since his ankle injury that was expected to keep him out much longer. Sam Amick, thank you, Chris Watkins,
Sam
for
put
passing
that
that
out
along.
there.
According to Sam I Am on X, Domantas Sabonis is returning tonight for the Kings against the Celtics team that he last faced on January 10th when he put up 23 points and 28 rebounds. A massive.
And this could be Domas realizing what's at stake with the season. Like the season is hanging in a balance here.
Yeah.
You know, and we've seen him even go on record as saying, what was it, earlier this season? He hightailed it down to L.A. for Doug's first game. Felt like the team needed him. I feel like, you know, him
played a whole year with a broken thumb.
Right, exactly. And so I this could be Domas saying, we're reeling right now. We're battling, you know, for this play-in position. The team needs me. I'm ready to come back. Let's go.
Now, he is a guy who plays that way.
Oh, yeah.
A little different.
Right.
He's not a perimeter player, but I mean, he definitely sets the tone for your team in that regard with his physicality.
Right, exactly. And I think he'll have an advantage tonight. No Al Horford. And so when you look at the Celtics bigs, Porzingis isn't, and he's questionable, right? Porzingis isn't in terms of a physical defender. He can block some shots, but he's not, you know, you can go through him. Same thing with Luke Kornet. And so maybe this is a game where Domas, like earlier when he had the 28 rebounds, has a feast tonight.
Yeah. The latest on Porzingis, this was, I don't know, an hour or two before we began. Drew Holiday and Porzingis were not on the injury
Oh, not
list.
on the injury. Okay.
Yeah. And then Jaylen Brown, questionable, which for him is an upgrade since he hurt his knee.
Yeah.
So that would suggest that Porzingis would be out here tonight. Domas dominated the Celtics last time they played. My guess is he's, you know, nowhere near 100%, but it's like, well, 75, 85, whatever percent of Domas he's got. He figures we're better with that than with me on the bench.
Yeah. And one thing that's a little scary for me regarding Domas coming back is how does he integrate himself? Remember, he only played one game, Whitey, before getting hurt again, you know? And so how does that look? You know, is it going to be an adjustment process for the team?
Sure. Yeah. Amadrock asks, does bringing back a 75% Domas, is it better than keeping him out of the game? Who knows?
We'll see.
Who knows? I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe it's 75. I threw that out as well. We just don't know. But I think it speaks to the, desperation that the Kings are feeling right now about things.
Exactly. Yeah. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see now, too, how Doug juggles the minutes here. You know what I mean? Now you got a guy in Domas who's going to play 30-plus minutes. Does JV, obviously, is he, you know, get his minutes slashed? What about Trey Lyles, his minutes slashed? And so, honestly, Whitey, all of this, I'm going to keep it real. All of this, the Fox trade, the new players, the firing of Mike Brown, the injuries, I don't know how you can really accurately grade the job Doug is doing. Seriously, the coaching staff, even the coaching shakeup. Luke Lauk's gone, not Doug's guys. Like, can we really get an accurate representation of Doug, the head coach? And I'll say this too. Most of the time, and I'm speaking going forward, if Doug gets the job, as an organization, you got to surround them with veteran coaches. Look at J.J. Redick's staff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
He got guys that have been head coach for years in the league helping him out, you know? And so if Doug does get the job going forward, you got to flush out his staff with multiple, in my opinion, guys that have head coaching experience.
I got a question for you about Domas that I'm really wondering about now, and we'll get to that when we come right back to the Gold One Center Drive, guys, on Sacktown Sports.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, Folsom Lake Ford. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, like America's best-selling F-Series. Check out a huge selection of Mavericks, F-150s, and Super Duty trucks, or tech-filled SUVs like Explorers and Expeditions. Plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. All in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with $0 down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest finance rates. And Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they are my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. For 35 years and counting, come down and take a test drive today. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
My wife was like, I want to go to Hawaii and I want to bring the kids. And I was like, whose kids?
Jim Gaffigan. Everything is wonderful.
I spent the entire time applying and reapplying sunscreen, which thankfully makes my skin whiter.
Jim Gaffigan. A night of all new material. Saturday, March 29th. The venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Hey, the Philadelphia 76ers have signed Marcus Bagley to a 10-day contract.
Marcus Bagley?
Former Sheldon High School star, according to Jason Anderson on X, younger brother of Marvin Bagley.
Okay.
It's Drive Guys here. By the way, the young lady who'll be performing at halftime, she is not the Umbrella Lady. She's stunning. What she does is incredible, but she juggles things with her feet. Yeah, but it's not the Umbrella Lady.
But this lady is bedazzled. Everything is sparkly.
Yeah.
You know, so that's
and she's not juggling umbrellas as difficult as that is. She's got like tables.
Hey, how you doing a table? Look at that. Why do you look how fast that thing is? They got the above angle shot too that we're going to see.
They got the vantage point.
Oh, see.
Vantage point on the halftime,
right? Oh, yeah, this going to be a good one. This going to be a good one.
Yeah. Here's my question about Domas. According to Sam Amick, Domas is back tonight. You got another game tomorrow. He's not going to play tomorrow, is he? I mean, would he go both games? And if you're going to go both games, why wouldn't you just wait till tomorrow? Does that mean he's going to play both games? Coming back early from a sprained ankle? What's going on, Dre?
Nah, you got to wait and see how he comes out of this. Woo! That's what it is. You got to see, how he responds. Like, it might be a point where we're all hands on deck. We need you.
I guess, huh? Because this is before his reevaluation. He's like, nope, I'm good. I'm playing.
Right.
Back to back.
The 10 days hasn't even, I thought that was like tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a sense of urgency. And you're right. A back-to-back against these two teams at that. Oh, my gosh. But he practiced fully the other day. Maybe he is miraculously, 98% or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. Chris, who texted me the info from Sam, Chris added the information that, Domas does have, as we've said, he's got a limited number of games left. He's got to play 9 more games to qualify for the awards. But he doesn't have to come back tonight to have 9 games.
Right. He's still got
this
time.
gives him if he goes back tonight, has a little more wiggle room in there. But yeah,
what do we got? 12 left, including tonight, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Because those 2 games he played, he didn't play enough minutes. You know that Mamukilashvili had would have 32 points in 19 minutes. He would not get credit for a game played when it comes to awards because he didn't play 20 minutes.
That's crazy.
He scored 32 points in the game. He would not get credit for it.
Because he played 19 minutes.
Yeah.
That's weak. Yeah, they got to change that. They got to change that next season.
Yeah, I'm sure they're tinkering with it. Somebody here in the chateau mentions that Doug Christie expressed after the last game, maybe I should have gone back to Keon. And that's a big talking point with fans. Has been all year. Keon needs to start. Keon needs to play more. And I know you and Morgan talked about it. Keon did played
36 and change.
Yeah. What did you think of that mini controversy with some fans going, he should have gone back to Keon down the stretch?
Well, I mentioned it on the post-game show, and I don't have my notes in front of me. But if I'm correct, DeMar played the entire fourth quarter. Zach played 8 minutes, I think it was 8 or 9. Jake LaRavia played the entire fourth quarter, White.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about bringing in Keon, I don't think you're taking out Zach or DeMar. You're not playing him instead of those guys. The minutes you're giving him is Jake LaRavia's minutes. And Doug talked about it on the post-game show, on his post-game press conference.
Yeah.
LaRavia has a little more size, so a little more switchability that you can do out there. And, hindsight is 20/20. You know what I mean? We saw Rick Pitino bench his star player yesterday, the final 5 minutes of a game. And, that's a different situation, obviously, but it happens. And if you win the game, we're not talking about it. But because you lose, it's like, we're looking. Oh, Keon, you only you didn't hit a basket 420. Like, you're looking for things that you should have done differently. And Doug said, I wish I would have went back to Keon. Who knows if that makes the difference, though? You just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like the play where Keegan blocked Giannis' shot, and then it wound up, who was it, Trent Jr. over there? Like, it's like.
Well, Giannis did knock it to him as he was falling down.
Yeah, he blocked it, but then,
yeah,
it's like he hit it right to him. It's like, Keon ain't stopping that. No offense. Like, that's just a bang-bang play. And so it's hindsight. What, do you want to play Keon 42 minutes now? Is that what we're doing? Is that where we're at now?
Yeah, you were asking before we went to break about Doug Christie, and it's a great question. How can you evaluate him? And I understand that. But to me, there's no way you could give him anything but glowing marks. Now, if someone comes along that you've been, and I'm talking about if you're management, someone that you had an eye on or someone you've been coveting for a long time and they're available, okay, I could understand how you make that move. But how could you expect Doug Christie, and I don't know him like you and Jay do, and a lot of people at the station know Doug, and I've met him, and he's been really cool to me. I don't really know him. So I'm not coming at this from somebody who's like, Doug's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you could expect anything more from him. Yeah, there have been some things here and there in games where you could go like the Keon thing. Maybe he could have done things differently. That's true of any coach, but especially of a coach who's never coached before.
Right.
And has, as you said, a staff that is just being cobbled together. The players are playing for him. He somehow managed to keep this thing on track through some massive changes. So I don't know how you could say anything other than, wow, he's done a remarkable job. Truly.
I think you're right, Whitey. And, the one thing you can grade him on is team effort.
Yes.
Like if the players seem to be competing, like the X's and O's and stuff like that, especially for a new head coach, you grow into that, especially when you have your staff around you. And so, no, I'm with you 100% on that. I think he's done a hell of a job. We got to remember where we were when the firing happened. We were spiraling out of control. We weren't even sniffing relevancy. Now here we are on March 24th. We're in the mix here. We're fighting for a play in life. And so it hasn't gone quite like we wanted, but we got to understand. It's Whitey, it's like this, man. Love making analogies. It's like trying to make lemonade with rotten lemons. You can do it, but it ain't going to taste good. So you got to, like, man, maybe when the lemons become ripe or something. That's what it is with Doug Christie. Do you as an organization, ownership, management, see potential in him? And how do you best set him up to succeed? Because right now, this isn't the best way to – he hasn't been set up to be the next Phil Jackson on this season.
Right. That gets back to why did you hire him in the first place, which in some ways is unknowable, but we can assume that you're trying to win and they've been grooming him for a few years, right? Because he's been on a couple of different coaches' staffs. It's easy to say, well, he should have won all his games. But all things considered, being realistic, I think he's done a very good job, and I don't know how you could really argue any other way.
Yeah, but I feel like some fans are starting to turn on him a little bit.
Well, that's going to happen.
I feel like some fans are blaming him for not playing Keon 42 minutes, for not coming up with, ATOs, out of timeout plays and, innovative offense down the stretch and things like that. It's just like, is this turning into Vlade Divac 2.0? Whereas you got a Kings legend, and because it doesn't go quite the way that, some fans want to earlier, do we turn on him? I would hate to see that for Doug, because this dude lives and breathes Sacramento.
Brandon Dietzman says, to be clear, DC making that statement about wishing he'd played Keon, it has me think more of him, certainly not less. Yeah, so Brandon's saying, he appreciates it. The coach says, maybe I could have gone back to Keon. But that's one thing I've learned watching Steve Kerr. Coaches can't do that. If coaches go, maybe I should have done something else, fans go, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, Steve Kerr got hammered.
You can't do that, even if you're right. I probably should have done this. You can't do that. Fans would just tear you apart.
Yeah, it's honest, but they, you got to sort of live and die with whatever decision you make.
Yes.
That's the decision I made, and if it happens again, I'll whatever it is. But to be like, I got that one wrong. Ooh, that's especially when you're a new coach. Like that,
Jim Garfinkel. So who's going to tell Doug Christie that Drapes just called him a rotten lemon? I don't think that.
He trying to start stuff. Come on,
that wasn't the point of your
analogy. I'm saying the situation is a rotten lemon. The firing. We all know that it's not ideal. And to your point, Whitey, we're still here, man. We're still fighting. Like if the team, like I said earlier, went 1-2-3 Cancun and checked out, it's like somebody asked in the YouTube chat, has Doug lost the locker room? I haven't seen any kind of of that happening. Like no sense of that at all.
Yeah, and I think, like I said earlier, when that does happen, it's a lot more noticeable.
Yeah,
typically you don't have to, hey, what's going on? You can see it.
Yep, exactly.
We haven't seen that with this team.
Right. And we got to look at the teams they've been playing. Do we see that against Cleveland? No, they came out here and whipped Cleveland's butt. For the most part, they had Chicago on the ropes. Same thing with Milwaukee. They just got to figure out how to close it out.
I still think they're just too inconsistent defensively and with their shooting, and that leaves them prone to these ups and these downs that leave us wondering, well, whose fault? It's his fault. It's his fault. It's his fault. It's just not, as Jerry said, the fit's not ideal with this roster. But it's not a bad team, but it's not as good as we want them to be. Right.
And that's okay, though, Whitey, because here we are coming up to the end of the season. We sort of refigured everything at the trade deadline, fixing the airplane in the air.
Yeah.
This offseason, the airplane's going to land. And you're going to be able to fix some things if you're Monty and West. They see the same things we do. Like, to me, if you say, we're just going to run it back, well, then that's a little – but you can take, maybe it's an oil change. Maybe throwing some washer fluid in there. Some small moves where you don't have to actually blow it all up. Maybe some more depth, maybe some higher end starters, whatever it may be. But you got to imagine something's going to be done this offseason.
Yeah, and we're going to know more once the season's over, because a lot's going to be determined by how they play in these last 12 games. It may be pretty, it may not be, but that information is going to tell us a lot about where they need to go from there. When we come back, Cedric Maxwell, legendary Celtic, joins us on Tech Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Clear and staying mild Monday night. Temperatures Tuesday morning in the mid-50s, and we'll be in the mid-80s in the valley in the afternoon with strong sun and light winds. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Ready for an early bird special? A new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as $11,789. This is a limited offer and ends April 15th. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696355.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home with a 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Experience the excitement of Sacramento Rivercats baseball at Sutter Health Park. From thrilling plays on the field to fun in the stands with family and friends, Rivercats baseball is for everyone. Enjoy lively entertainment all season long, the best ballpark food around, some of the finest views of the city, and baseball memories with the Sacramento Rivercats to last a lifetime. Grab your tickets now at rivercats.com.
Listen for the Toyota Tahoe Report every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with Johnny Mosley to get the latest weather conditions in Tahoe throughout this snow season. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Tom's Watch Bar has the best happy hour in Sacramento, starting with $5 specials all day, every day. Plus select $7 appetizers and $12 entrees with 360-degree viewing and game day vibes that match being at the game. Tom's Watch Bar is the ultimate game day experience for sports fans.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
All my friends know Kyle Draper. It's lowrider night. Yeah. Kings and Celtics. Listen, I mentioned Cedric Maxwell, and, you know, the old radio thing to do here is to say, hey, Ced's going to need 10 more minutes. I made a mistake. He's coming up in 10 minutes.
All right.
But it's... You know, I could easily say, hey, Seth just checked in and he's going to be
right. Put it on him.
So that was on me.
You're taking it. Okay, good job, man.
So I remember years ago, some consultant told me there's one of the big names in radio. What he would do is he would say, I don't know, pick the biggest guest you could think of. Any name. Biggest name you could think of. Doesn't matter who.
Michael Jordan.
He'd say, oh, Michael Jordan's going to join us in just a little bit. when in fact Michael Jordan wasn't going to be on until the next day. So all day long, you go, yeah, Michael Jordan should be joining us next. Then at the end of the show, he'd say, oh, Michael just couldn't fit us in today. He's going to join us tomorrow. When in fact, he was going to be on the next day the whole time, trying to get people to stay tuned in. We don't do that.
Nah, we don't do that.
We don't do that.
Nah, that's whack. We can't do that. We don't lie to the listeners. We don't do that. That's crazy.
Yeah. When they told him,
and he's a consultant.
I'm not doing that.
People listening to that guy. You know?
It's like, I'm not saying you can do this, but just here's what so and so does. So.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, we're better than that.
Yeah, Jay's like, nah, we can't do that, man.
Okay, so let's take a look real quick here. What's going on at Sutter Health Park?
Ooh,
can you believe it? RJ, it's a week from today. The A's are playing. Yeah.
RJ, yes, he's ready.
Yeah. Are you ready? Everything ready out there?
I didn't say I was ready. I said I know it's a week away. That's what I said.
There's a number of the changes that we might not actually see as fans because this turf thing is crazy. Let's see here. They've got I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the turf. I know that's pretty boring, but we've been hearing a lot about turf, and then it was artificial turf. So what are they doing to protect this grass that's just going to be, subject to a lot of use this year? They have an underground air patch system that optimizes root oxygenation and temperatures and improves moisture management while minimizing the use of chemicals. Drones, infrared scanning, and a variety of sensors will also help the grass, stand up to nearly daily use between the A's and the River Cats. They're going to be using drones and infrared sensors to protect the grass.
Dude, it's going to get a lot of use. You got to invest in it, whatever it takes to stay on top of it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Remember, that was the big controversy.
Yes, I do.
What's going to happen with the turf and the grass? Seems like they got a plan in place.
If that goes sideways, that's a big problem,
That's
right?
a big problem.
Because you have it's not like, we need a week to, when the team's on the road for the next week, we'll get it settled. You don't have that opportunity.
Yeah. Not just All-Star break, but you got two teams playing on the field.
Right,
too.
right.
So, yeah.
So good luck with that. Fingers crossed. Did you see any of it on TV? I was not out there yesterday.
No, I did.
The new video board apparently is spectacular.
No, I haven't seen
High def.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. For relievers are thrilled, according to Susan Slusser, because they have added bathrooms in the bullpens. Now, isn't it incredible that they haven't had bathrooms in the bullpens?
What are you supposed to do? Run all the way back?
That's good. One coach said they won't be peeing on the dirt back there, which, according to some players, did happen on occasion, especially on hot days when there were few fans in the outfield.
Oh, my gosh. That's brutal.
And the only alternative was to wait between innings and run along the warning track to the door and center and out to the clubhouse and then back. Sam Huff, Giants catcher, said, for the pitchers, it's helpful. They'd sometimes call down for relievers to start warming up, and they couldn't. They were in the clubhouse using the bathroom the whole time. And they had to wait to come back to the bullpen. We'd be like, where have you been all this time? So it's much better now that they have bathrooms.
All right. Not porta potties either. These are
I don't know. I don't think so. Come on, this is top drawer stuff here. Also, they have a new batter's eye. Jay, how big is that? The previous batter's eye was set well back behind the outfield wall, and a lot of River Cats said it was an odd backdrop, reflected the sun. Catchers sometimes had problems picking up the ball. Now they got a brand new batter's eye that everybody loves. How important is that?
Yeah, if you can't see the ball, you can't hit the ball, right, fellas? So it's common sense, 110%. I've played in terrible conditions. We've seen conditions where, the overhang of a stadium causes half shade, half sun. There's so many different instances, but a backdrop, hence why you're never supposed to have a white backdrop in center field because it will mess with the hitter. All those different things make a difference. So, yeah, it absolutely plays a big part.
And the early reviews are really favorable. And, of course, what are people going to say? But the Giants and the River Cats out there yesterday said, it's really nice. And none of them were allowed to use the A's brand new clubhouse, which is really fancy. That River Cats and the Giants didn't get to use it.
Oh, they didn't get to use that, huh?
Yeah. It's small, but apparently it's
nice.
Man, that's Giants organization.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yesterday was a Giants fan fest basically out there. They don't get some of the bells and whistles. I get it. it's all about the A's, man.
Mm-hmm,
You know?
So I guess baseball deciding ultimately that having a full minor league park in Sacramento still is a lot better to show the world than what we saw. And
Right,
I love
right.
Oakland, and I wish they were still in Oakland, but that was a bad scene there last year.
Right.
It was because the ownership
3,000
poisoned the fans,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
still, it was rough watching some of those games last year on TV.
Well, what's the story? Which storyline would you rather be if you're the A's in Major League Baseball? A jam-packed Sutter Health Park, enthusiasm from the crowd, looking forward to Vegas, or every game 3,000, 6,000, 8,000, sell the team chants, And so it's obviously for Sacramento, it's a little bittersweet, but for Major League Baseball, I don't think it's going to be as bad as, some predicted.
I was very skeptical. I don't think it's going to be bad at all. Looks like it's going to be very positive.
Yeah.
I do wonder if there are going to be a lot of protests
From
Braves
Oakland.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm loving this. You see what's going on here, Whitey?
Yes.
How would you? It's remote control lowriders.
Yes.
This is pretty cool, actually. I need me. Oh, he got it hitting on switches over there. You see him bang. bang. Oh, they rolling out there. I will say this though, real quick. Let me give this arena love, man. Because when I first got here, they did like West Coast hip hop night.
Yeah.
And it blew me away. I'm like, that's what I'm talking
Every
about.
Wednesday.
Only a few select arenas can pull stuff like this off. And this is one of them. Atlanta does one. DC will do it as well. Not Staples, or Crypto. I don't think so. But I love it, man. Like West Coast hip hop night, the stuff I grew up on and loved. I mean, I think and Jay echo this. Our game night entertainment staff, top notch, man.
I think they've won awards, haven't they? Literally,
Yeah.
I think they win or have in the past.
Have they? Okay, yeah. It's a vibe.
Love this is a high flyer because he's a big RC guy.
Oh, yeah. He's serious about it, too. He's serious. No, this is pretty cool.
Yes, lowrider night tonight. Kings taking on the Boston Celtics. Are you feeling any more positive about things with the Kings going forward? Just a tough time right now, isn't it?
Tough time.
For the basketball.
Yeah,
team.
not feeling positive. And then, I got all kinds of emotions about tonight. Celtics. Kids will be in the building. My guy Tatum and Jaylen Brown, I knew them when they were babies in the NBA. I got some former coworkers and friends in town. And so it's always an emotional night for me playing these guys. And when we beat them earlier, it was great. We had struggled against them, especially in Boston in recent years. And so it's always a little emotional taking on these guys.
Yeah. And today, before I left, Sheena said, Kings are trying to sweep the season series.
How about that, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's one way to put it.
That's accurate, right?
Yeah.
Tell me to lie, And so it's I was looking up some notes. I got sent some notes regarding this Celtics team, Whitey. Check this out right here. When you talk about this year's Boston Celtics team and what they've been able to accomplish on the road here, 28-7 on the road. 80% winning percentage matches the Celtics' best in franchise history.
Wow.
Franchise. And you know how
they've had some pretty good teams through the years.
They would need to go 5-1 in their final 6 road games to break the mark, and they must go unbeaten to share the NBA record of the 15-16 Warriors, who went 34-7. Like, this team is a better road team than home team. I'm talking about Boston.
So when the Kings beat them tonight, that's done then. You said they have to win the rest of their games?
To equal the Warriors.
Yeah.
They got to go 5-1 to equal their all-time great franchise mark. But once we beat them tonight, we won't have to worry about them being the greatest road team ever.
Yeah. Got to make a lot of shots tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Got to knock down your shots tonight.
We're talking about in terms of makes. Boston, number 1. Second in offensive rating. 5th in defensive rating. And who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody. And we were talking about this Celtics team. It'll be interesting how the Kings approach them, because we mentioned the Kings down the stretch have been searching out mismatches, going at guys. Boston, you can't do that. There's nobody on their starting 5 anyway that you can just say, yeah, we're going at this guy.
Point.
Who are you going at? Drew Holiday? Go for it. Derek White? Go for it. So it'll be interesting to see how the Kings.
Hey, can you guys put Pritchard in the game?
Right. Where's Sam Hauser when you need him?
By the way, I think Sam Hauser might be questionable.
Yeah, he is questionable.
Yeah. We'll look into that. Coming up here, Cedric Maxwell, legendary Celtic, joins us next on Sacktown Sports.
It's what you wait for all week. The three-pointers, the rebounds, the thrill of every shot. Win or lose, it's the hope that keeps you coming back. The dream that this time, it might be your year. And so you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when the pressure's on, your support is everything. That's why the NBA store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
JCPenney makes spring fashion look so easy. Throw on something light, bright, and extra comfy. Mix and match new arrivals from your fave brands and create affordable outfits with ease, like the perfect St. John's Bay polo paired with chinos, or a simple sweater and denim combo from A&A. Get that Liz Claiborne handbag you love, plus those cute sandals to match. For warmer nights, pick out cool, lightweight sleep sets from Umbriel. Come shop, bring the fam, and start chasing those spring vibes now. JCPenney, make it count.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place.
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business.
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5, exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Well, it's the Ram Truck Month Sales Event, and I know that means discounts.
Right now, you can save up to $17,500 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s. And we don't just have a few Rams. We have Northern California's biggest selection, with over 500 new Rams available.
It's the big city savings with the small town customer service.
Exactly. When you shop at Hoblet, you become part of the family. Plus, we don't just have big savings on Ram trucks. We have almost 200 vehicles at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter and over 30 under $20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$17,500 total net savings after $10,500 factory rebates and $7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include $2,000 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. $1,500 National Conquest dealer cash. Must currently own or lease a Ford, Chevy, or GMC brand vehicle. And $500 on-the-job upfit. Must show 500 plus eligible upfit. 5 of this net savings. Simple VIN 684-262. See dealer for details.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Big savings are back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. New Hondas are piling up, and that means big savings for you.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
It's
time for basketball. And right now, Uber Eats has deals on McDonald's, Popeyes, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a hamburger. Get game day deals now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, Domantas Sabonis looks like he'll be returning tonight. That's bad news for the Celtics, isn't it, Drew?
Oh, yeah. They should be afraid. Be very afraid. It's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar going against the Celtics in those 80s series. Yeah, they should be worried for sure.
Celtics legendary player, legendary broadcaster, Cedric Maxwell.
Let's light
nice
the
enough to join
beam,
us.
baby. Let's light the beam, okay?
What's up, Max? You nervous, big fella? We did beat
Man,
you
I
in
ain't
your
never
house
scared.
back in January.
No, brother. Even with that, you got to remember something, Brother Draper. The first time the Kings ever played here, there was a guy who kicked their ass, okay, in their building, all right? The first game ever.
I don't remember that. Who was that?
Well, I'm telling you, okay?
I'm teeing you up there, Max. I'm teeing you up, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sid, were you in the game
Absolutely.
here? Yeah, there was a game in old building, and I think Larry missed a couple of free throws, and the Kings actually beat you guys. And I know you're a great team. I'm not like trash talking, but after the game, that's when Larry said, "Oh, these are some of the best fans in the NBA," and it kind of stuck. Do you recall that? And to be honest, I apologize. I'm not certain you played in that game. Does that ring a bell?
No, I did not play in the game because the first year the Kings were formed, that was the first year I was with the Clippers. So I had left the Celtics, but I had left the Celtics by then. And I did appreciate the fans. And when you are you're only professional team, kind of in a city, you become godlike. And the Kings got their butts romped many times. And the fans did just like they did in Charlotte, North Carolina. When the Hornets were there, they would give up and give them a standing ovation. So I still appreciate about the Kings when I can say, Keegan.
Look at that. I see you're a fan of that, though, right, Max? You like the energy, the vibe in the arena.
Absolutely, I love the vibes in the arena. This is one of, like I said, it's a smaller city on the circuit with a rabid fan base, and I love that about them.
Sid, how did you think Kyle Draper was going to fit in here, and how much do you think he's added to the whole atmosphere here in Sacramento?
And he's a homer right now. He's a homer, but let me ask both you guys this question. This ought to be good. How many Celtic fans are going to be at this game today?
It don't matter. We beat you in at TD Garden. It don't matter.
Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Did I get cut off?
Max,
okay.
I see how it is.
You don't ask a question with a question. I just say, how many fans do you think are going to be at the game who are going to be wearing green?
It's going to be a lot because they can't afford to see your team in Boston. So they got to come out here to Sac. You know what I mean? And we welcome all people, Max. Hey, and we welcome be honest with me. I know you right now. You just woke up from your nap over there at the Sawyer Hotel. You like Sac and what it's turned into, the downtown area. Able to walk around.
Draper, you never tell where another man is sleeping. You don't do that on air. What the hell
I
is
just
wrong with
dodged him.
you?
My bad.
What is wrong with you, man? Draper, you are breaking every man code that's out there. You don't see, hey, you're like, hey, you know where you're sleeping at the Sawyer, what?
I'm just saying, if they wanted to pull a fire alarm or
my
cold
God,
water out there, something like that.
Why don't you just, Jerry Draper, just wait. Light the beam tonight. Light the beam. I think Tatum is playing tonight. Porzingis is coming back probably tonight. I don't think you're going to get Brown, but you got to realize these are tune-up games for the Celtics right now. They're not in a fight for, a certain. They're stuck in second place. They'll be in second place, and now they just have to get all their players healthy. This year, I think maybe the starting lineup for the Celtics that they've had originally, they've only had about 20% of this year. So I think that they're starting to round it back again. It's going to be a very interesting game to see what Joe Mazzulla does or doesn't do.
Cedric Maxwell with us. I wanted to ask you about Sabonis, and it looks like he's back tonight, which is a surprise to us because he wasn't even supposed to be reevaluated yet, but looks like he's playing tonight. Is he in some way said, would you say he's a throwback, the way he plays, kind of the way you guys used to play a little bit?
Absolutely. He's been a guy perfectly in the 80s, except he would have been too small to play at his position because essentially he is playing a center position. That means he would have had to guard guys like Kareem or Robert Parrish who were, 3-4 inches taller than him. So he could have played, but he would have had to change what he was able to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Max, obviously I'm a Tatum fan, big fan of Jason Tatum. He's not getting the MVP love that I think. Can you just talk to me about the growth you've seen from Tatum and where do you think he fits in among the game's elite?
I think he's one of the top 5 players right now in the league. Every year he seems like he's right there knocking on the door for MVP, and he's only getting better. I mean, here's a guy, I think he just turned 26. So the Celtic organization has Brown and Tatum, two studs on both sides. You might have Porzingis. The only thing that's going to probably change with the Celtics, probably new ownership has come in and bought the team. But at the same time, they want to try to keep things status quo. But the difference is now the rules are going to prevent the Celtics from keeping, all their pieces right now. Eventually, somebody's going to have to leave.
Mm-hmm. Cedric Maxwell, of course, is our guest. I know you are focused on the Celtics all year long, but as you get ready for tonight's game, what have you made, Seth, of all the changes the Kings have experienced this year?
Well, it's interesting what Mike Brown and, a lot of people hated that. De'Aaron Fox, all-star, you lose him. You made some changes, picked up some other people. They play hard. This is a team that they play hard. Doug Christie has these guys. I like the way, they played, the way they played in Boston. They probably played as well as they played all year. They got on a little roll with him. So I think it's one of those, it's a good situation for them, but it's also a great situation for the Celtics to come in and explore the possibilities of what they're going to do tonight.
Listen to Sad. I'll see you soon.
Why are they practicing
that's the problem
in the arena? Why the hell are they practicing at the arena right now?
Dude, we practicing lighting the beam for tonight. No, it's the in-game entertainment. They're working. They're doing some things. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, though, Sad. Because one of the things, I worked in Boston for 11 years.
Hold on.
I understand the arrogancy of go ahead.
Hold on. Let me do it like this first. We're talking to Cedric Maxwell, 1981 Finals MVP. Now, go ahead.
Hey, Bird won that chip,
radio,
Sad.
okay?
Bird won that chip. Bird led you guys to that chip. Come on.
Good luck with that. Hey, good luck with that, brother. As I told Draymond Green, there's only been 35 Finals MVPs, and damn it, I'm one of them. Okay, that's how that works out,
That's true.
King fans.
They can't take that away from you. They
Can't
can't take that away
that
from you.
away. And so now it's even bigger. Go ahead.
No, exactly. You on my show, big fella. You can't try to take it over. I know Sean Grandy don't give you much time to talk during the radio broadcast, but you can't come over here and try to take over our show. So let me ask you this
I don't get paid by
question.
the word, though. I don't get paid by the word. I don't get paid by the word.
What do you make of? You guys got two $300 million guys. Like players are making money. Your franchise just got sold for $6.1 billion. When the announcers and the broadcasters and the media are going to get a cut of that set?
Good luck with that one, big fella. You know how that works. It's not that kind of trickle down effect yet. Okay, we have to talk to Elon. We have to talk to Elon Musk about that to see if we can get a cut of what's going on. No, I think it's a good situation for the Celtics. The only thing it reminds me of, and you know, having a new governor of this team is the fact that he paid $6 billion. So now you have to start thinking, are the Celtics eventually going to have their own building someplace in Boston? Because Boston, a lot of people don't know it's landlocked. So what I mean by that, there's not a lot of land just to go and build something. But eventually, I think if you are going to make money with this team, you know, you're going to probably have to get your own building where you get all the concessions. Right now, the Celtics have to share the concessions with the building owner, and that is Jeremy Jacobs, who owns the Boston Bruins.
Sid, I know, as you said, you were the 81 Finals MVP, and when you guys were winning championships there, it was you and the Lakers. Seemed like every year, you know, Philly was in the mix. There was a lot of pressure every year. You're supposed to win a championship. Celtics won last year, and I know it's a different era. How much pressure is there in Boston on the Celtics to win another championship because you're the Celtics, damn it?
Yeah. I mean, right now, I think that the HBO special, it isn't about the Kings, is it? Oh, it's about the Celtics. Yeah, it's about the Celtics. So with this HBO special 10-part, you know, your boy will be in it eventually. I think I'm in part 4 and 5 and go on from there. But there is pressure to win. I talked to Joe Mazzulla, the head coach of the Celtics, and exactly what he said. Look, Max, I want to win again. I want to do something that no Celtic team has done in eons, and that's to win a back-to-back championship. You know, my team during the 80s, we didn't do it. We won 81 and 84. You know, Paul Pierce's team only won one. One of the greatest teams ever put together, they always say, was the 1986 Boston Celtic team. As great as they were, they only won one championship. So I think that Joe Mazzulla is not necessarily feeling the pressure, but I think what he wants to do is to get another chip just to get up in the hierarchy of things.
All right, Max. My co-host is saying we got to wrap it up. I would talk to you for a couple of hours.
You never want to wrap it up with me. You never want to do that, but that's okay.
Hey, I'm doing pre and post game today. Please, after we win, come on and say hi. But if we lose, don't come over, because last time you got me in trouble. Last time you came over there, y'all beat us.
Ain't that a flip that you want me? If I come over, if the Celtics lose, you want me to come over and say hi. But if they spank your ass again, you just want me to go get on the bus.
Yeah, go get on the bus, get to Phoenix, man. Hey, we'll see you in a little bit, Max, man.
All right,
1981 Finals MVP.
Great.
Yep,
Yes.
Cedric
All right.
Maxwell joining the drive, guys. I tell you,
Thanks,
man.
Ced.
And
Yeah,
when I
appreciate it.
talk to Ced, I got to go in the gym and warm up. You know, I got to prepare for him.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
He's a handful.
Yeah. Like I think last time we talked, think of the guys he's trash talked.
Right.
And
Like,
he's held his
Worthy.
own. Yeah.
You know, Magic,
Yeah.
all those guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Keegan says it's not them, it's us. Is he right? That's next with the Drive Guys. And we'll
What if your
let's say
limited
that, say
inventory
two.
had unlimited potential? What if your biggest risk was not taking one? What if you could make every move matter? Bank of America's business solutions can help bring your biggest what ifs within reach. Find out how our digital tools, cutting edge insights, and trusted expertise can work for your business. What would you like the power to do? Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-837-5050. That's 800-837-5050. 800-837-5050.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It's Carmichael Dave talking to you about my good friends at American Energy. You're in the Sacramento area. You know how the seasons work. They are a-changing right now. So American Energy wants to help you stay warm for the rest of the cold season, but help you stay cool during the warm season. Best way to do that, make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of half off a tune-up, $24.50. They cut that right in half, and if you want a diagnostic, guess what? You can't beat free. If it's free, it's me, and now it can be you. And also, it's the end of the season blowout. $4,000 off a new system plus any rebates. That $4,000, that's a direct drop from the sticker price. It's a great deal. Check them out at theaeway.com or an instant quote, or give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Since the launch of the World Handicap System, a golfer's handicap index has been automatically calculated by taking their 8 best score differentials from their most recent 20 rounds. According to Golf Monthly Newsletter, that handicap is not designed to reflect average scores, but how likely you'll play on a course of average difficulty. Handicaps are generally split into 3 different groups: low, mid, and high. A recent report by the USGA showed that the average handicap index for a male is 14.2 and 28.7 for a female. A golfer with a handicap of 1 to 9 is considered to have a low handicap. A handicap of 10 to 19 is generally thought to be a mid-handicapper, and a higher handicap golfer is 20 and above. Nearly 50% of males are mid-handicappers, with 30% carrying low handicaps, and under 20% of female golfers are in the low and mid-handicap groups. Carry your handicap proudly and play on. It's supposed to be fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Hope you had a great weekend, Drapes. Did you see what Jake LaRavia was doing this weekend, specifically last night?
No, I know he was out with the people, in the community doing some great things. What you got?
Jake LaRavia, Kevin John had this on X. Jake LaRavia stopped by Kaiser Permanente's Pediatric Prom. The annual event is for younger patients who may have missed their prom night in the past due to their health or medical conditions. And Jake LaRavia was out participating in that.
Great
He
dude.
said, these are the people that are heroic people.
Great dude.
Yeah.
Love Jake LaRavia. He's out in the community, man. Shout out to him. Did he show up to the card show on Saturday? You and Emran were at?
He wasn't there when I was there.
No,
I
I
wasn't
didn't.
there all day.
Your boy, I stopped by.
Did you?
Yeah, I missed you, man. Me and Nick stopped by, and
big show, huh?
Big show. It's kind of overwhelming for a guy like me. You know what I mean? Because there's so much stuff.
And everyone's like, hey,
everybody.
Draper.
I mean, I don't know about all
Draper,
that.
Boombaye, Draper, Boombaye.
I don't know about all that, but let me ask you this, Whitey. I mean, hopefully I'm not giving away industry secrets, if you will. When you buy things, are you haggling? Are you like, if something says 50, let me look it up on this. Will you take 40? Like,
I typically don't, but I tend to buy lower end stuff. Like I reverse haggled. I bought some singles that was supposed to be like $11. And they said,
up or something?
They said, 10's fine. So
really?
I had the money out. Like, is that 11?
Right.
10's fine.
Yeah.
So I reverse haggled.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get anything this weekend?
I got some basketball singles, 72 basketball, trying to complete an old set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know if I had any big names that you know, but yeah, I mean, everything's out there. It was fun.
All right. Yeah, because it's, I'm looking at specific cards and I never look at the stack of cards where you got to just go through, because I'm like, it's probably nobody in there. But
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, so that's what I go. It's kind of fun sometimes, but it depends how much time you have.
Right.
And you're going after the big plum items, right?
Yes. I'm going after the big boys.
Yeah.
But and so there was one card, there was like a Wilt, but it's a little too expensive. It's like 2,000 or 3,000 or something.
Really?
Yeah. There was one that was like 700 or 800, and I was like, even that's too rich for my blood. But just to have a Wilt card, you probably got Wilt cards.
Well, you just bought one. I know yourself.
Yeah, I got one. Yeah, I got one. I got one. But just having a guy like Wilt,
right?
Would be so cool. Man.
That's to me, when you have something like that, depending on how old it is or whatever, it's almost like it's almost like a piece of the basketball history.
Yeah. It's not
a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, and I just love it. You're the same way. I love the look of the old cards.
Yes.
Just the look. They just look so cool compared to now. I'm not into the refractor and, I can't get it.
I bet Nick loves them, though.
No, he does.
Right, looks at the old stuff.
Yep.
Drapes called me once, speaking of Wilt Chamberlain, Drapes called me, FaceTime me one Friday.
You really going to do this? You really going to?
No, I admire it.
Right.
And he doesn't typically do that. We usually text. I was like, yeah, what's up? He's like, can you explain to Nick about Wilt Chamberlain? Because he was upset at he saw some list. Wilt wasn't in the top.
Yeah, he didn't have Wilt in his top 10, I think, or something like that. And I'm like, that's the most blasphemous thing. And then he's like, look, Dad, this YouTuber has him 16. And I was like, what? Is that what we're doing? Right. I'm like, are you really my son and dissing Wilt Chamberlain?
Yeah.
So I FaceTime you and Emery.
Yeah.
That night
said.
too. Yeah. I was like, come on. How do you not have Wilt in your top 10? Ridiculous.
How are the Kings going for a season sweep of the Celtics? Won't be easy, of course. Looks like Drew Holiday's back. Looks like Kristaps Porzingis is back. Now, it's interesting. Sed just told us he doesn't think Jaylen Brown's going to play tonight.
Yeah, I heard differently. Maybe,
okay.
I heard differently. We'll see. He didn't play last night, but he is on the trip with them. And so I would imagine he's been out like a week or so. And so we'll see if he plays tonight. But he's a problem for us. You talk about a guy that's physical. He's a problem for us.
He is one of, if not the most underrated player in the league to me.
Yes. And it's crazy because we're talking about a finals MVP.
Yeah.
But yet nobody talks about him in that top 10 category at all.
What'd you make of what Keegan had to say after the last game, that another tough loss to the Bucks? Somebody asked him about the Kings and adjustments in the second half. Keegan said, it's not really what the other teams are doing. It's us. We get away from things that are working. Obviously, he doesn't want to throw his teammates under the bus or coaches under the bus. What'd you think of that? How much of that is true, where it's what the Kings are suffering from in the second half? It's not so much about what the other team is doing, it's what the Kings are not doing. They're certainly not consistent.
Yeah, not consistent. And, we've been talking about it. The Kings, the counter punch isn't there. Like, we punch early now. Like, with last week or so, we've been actually doing pretty good at the start and, being in things. But then when the team raises its level, we aren't counter punching enough. And so I look at it like this too. If you're good enough to beat Cleveland, if you're good enough to get up, on Milwaukee like you did, if you're good enough to beat Boston at Boston, there's no excuses. Like, you've shown us you can do it on a high level game. And so, and Malik has talked multiple times about letting the foot off the gas. That's a them problem. That's not what the other team is doing. And so, that's encouraging. And the fact that we know they can do it, it's discouraging because we're our own worst enemy out there at times.
I think one of the problems they have down the stretch of games that it really is a huge factor is that unfamiliarity. And that's not an excuse because you got a game and you got to execute no matter how long you've played together. So I'm not trying to look for, it's actually not bad. But you have other teams like Milwaukee, especially teams that have accomplished things. You get to a point of a close ball game down the stretch. They know what they're trying to do. The Kings sometimes aren't even sure what they're trying to do. And I think what really underscores that is the talk lately of Zach, like where his teammates like, well, he's got to take more of these shots. We got to get him more comfortable. And, you have your best player down the stretch of games. And if he's not comfortable, that's a huge problem when you're trying to, seal the deal.
Right. And we'll see a team tonight that's very comfortable in who they are.
Oh, absolutely.
They know each other like the back of their hand.
They've been in the finals. So a Monday night in Sacramento, just, they can handle it.
Yeah. And we'll see the difference between the two teams tonight. And and that's why I'm hoping the training camp and everything off season. Like Doug said, they're fixing to play in the air while it's flying. And they're going to have some good moments and you're going to have some bad moments. And so the problem is this isn't October or November, Sacramento. This is, 12 games left. Like, it's like trying to fix the plane as it's landing. You know what I mean? It's like, dang, why can't we fix it before it takes off? And so it is what it is. I'm resigned to the fact, Whitey, that this team is what it is. They're going to look good. They're going to look bad.
It's taken you a while to get to that point.
It has. That loss against Milwaukee did it for me. That because I'm hoping they catch fire and click and everything like that, with Domas coming back and 12 games to go. But I look at it like this. You got a third of a new roster, a coach that's in his first stint as a head coach. You trade your best player away. Like, you're trying to develop an identity on the fly. Whereas in March, most good teams know who they are. You just said it. We don't know who this Kings team is. They don't even know, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. So, you got a coach who's trying to shape a team a certain way while he's trying to figure out how it all fits together. Very difficult situation, but there we are. The NBA doesn't give you an extension to figure things out. When we come back, making the playoffs. Isn't it still a worthy goal for the Kings? Next on Sacktown Sports.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the lake or clean out your closet? RV wins! Putting the dishes away or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Cleaning the fridge or taking a trip to the beach? RV wins!
You might want to clean the fridge real quick because, mold.
We clean out the fridge, then take the RV out.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com
I'm ready!
and get ready for the workday.
When it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer, and this is especially true when it comes to your garage door. That's why I proudly recommend National Garage Door. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door, 916-638-4554. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door, get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE broken spring experts. Styles, prices, quality of the new doors will surprise you. It's incredible what they could do now with a garage door, as we found out, because our old garage door made it clear, I'm done here. Kevin from National Garage Door came out and he said, we could patch this one up, keep this working for you for a while, because that's what they do. But we decided to go with the new garage door, and it's great. as great as a new garage door can be, has really improved life around the Gleason household. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. So if you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 916-638-4554. That's National Garage Door.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Spring is here, and that means gigantic savings for all your oil change needs at Jiffy Lube today. Get a $25 gift card with the purchase of any Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change through May 31st at your local Jiffy Lube service center in the greater Sacramento areas. And don't forget about the additional $30 off online coupon at jiffylube.com. Terms apply. Valid email address required. See pennzoil.com/rewards for details. Jiffy Lube, huge spring savings for you today.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
All the best to Zach Geloff, a second baseman. He had one of these hamate bone fractures, so he underwent surgery. So the starting second baseman is going to be out for a while. That's unfortunate, but we anxiously await the start of the Major League season. Sacramento's first season as host of a Major League team. There's no way around it. That's a fact.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually online looking up tickets right now. Saturday, April 26th, White Sox are in town. You're like, Drapes, why you want basketball jersey night? Yeah. Basketball jersey presented by Red Hawk Resort and Casino. I guess you get a basketball.
White Sox. They should be giving you like Michael Jordan's autograph.
Right. I know, right? Paying you to come.
Jersey ain't going to do it. Nice try.
No, a little 105 on a Saturday game.
That's nice.
That's not bad. Not bad.
Mm-hmm. Nothing like a day at the old ball yard.
Yeah.
I may have a guy who may have a line on some tickets for it, but not free. So
no, but let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at some of these prices. The lawn seats are $60 each. 124 corner box, 90 each. 122 third base outfield, 100 each. Comparable to that, or higher, lower?
What
your guy?
Oh, I think they're really good seats
at that price.
Yeah. I mean,
this is third base outfield going for 100 a pop.
Yeah, they're much better seats than that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. I can't. I don't know.
Tell him it's for Drapes. Like I'll pay full price, whatever he wants. But
I know he's a big Draper fan.
Is he?
Seriously?
Oh, dude. And he's here tonight.
He's supposed to be here tonight.
Dog,
yes.
Introduce me, man. Make sure. Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm serious. I want to take the kids one day. I want to take the kids to the game.
Yeah, I got you.
Kyle,
quick
pause.
Fun. And I know you got fans hitting you up on X, Celtics fans. Oh, we miss our guy Draper.
Oh man, yeah, it's all love out there, man. It's all love back in Boston.
So are you going to be part of the broadcast? They asked you to come on.
Yeah, I'm on their pregame show at 6:05.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and Scal's not here, so he'll be back in the studio. So I'll be talking to Scal and Chris Mannix at 6:05.
Wow.
Yes.
All right.
Like old times, man. You know how it is. Like,
yeah.
Those are my guys.
Do they come after you about the Kings?
They always, they come after me about everything, like life in general, tie I'm wearing, shoes I'm wearing. Like that's the kind of relationship, we give each other crap.
Yeah. So anybody has a league pass, they can't necessarily watch pregame though, can they?
Well, you can on the app now. I'm told.
Okay.
Yeah. On the NBA app, you can watch pre-game and post-game on games. I didn't know that. Yeah.
We know that the Kings have been to the playoffs. What did we say? I think they've been there
11 times. No,
I think it's 10. As of now, 7.
All right, yeah, 10.
Yeah. So it hasn't been that many. Quarter of the seasons in Sacramento. They have a path to the playoffs now, and it's a perilous one, but it's laid out there. Isn't that still worth something? If this team gets into the playoffs, and I know it's not easy. You get to the play-in, you got to win too. But wouldn't that still be kind of a cherry on top of this strange season? Isn't that still worth fighting for?
I 100% agree, Mr. Kevin Whitey Gleason, considering everything they've been through. Making the playoffs would be an accomplishment, something that we should be proud of. I mean, is it what we wanted? Is it what we expected? No. But would you rather be Utah right now?
Nope.
Charlotte? Like, we got meaningful games. And to your point, if we make the playoffs a spring day in Sacramento,
right,
home playoff game, come on, man, the city going to be turned up. Why wouldn't I want that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is still something to be a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
You play to win the games, Whitey.
Here's a question from Dave today. And Dave's my guy.
Dave who?
Carmichael Dave.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah. He's my guy. We're
right,
teammates.
You guys are good now? I know you called into the show or a couple weeks ago.
Just because I wanted to talk about this whole Kings thing. The question, I believe he posted and the station reposted it. Would you rather Kings miss the play-in and keep their first-round pick this year, or Kings win the play-in and face OKC in the first round of the playoffs? And to me, it's like I had to read that twice. Like, wait, what? I mean, I could see how maybe you could say, would you rather get in the play-in or keep the draft pick? But miss the play and keep the pick or get into the playoffs. It's the playoffs. It's got to be playoffs, right?
And here's
it has to be that, doesn't it? Or what are we doing?
It has to be the playoffs, because once you're in the dance, you don't know what's going to happen. Look at Miami as an 8th seed advancing all the way. Look what Indiana did last year, getting all the way to the conference finals. You don't know. What if Shea twists an ankle? Knock on wood, we hope he don't. But what if he twists it? You just don't know. Why wouldn't you want? That's like saying, would you want, do you want to get in the tournament or not?
Yeah.
You always want to get in the tournament.
And Drapes, we're not, other than, you get really lucky in the lottery. We're not talking about the first pick or the second pick or the third pick.
We're talking like 14,
yeah.
13.
Yeah, and I know, I get it. That could be valuable, but that or the playoffs? What are we doing?
Yeah. I don't understand why this is even a question, to be honest with you. Like you said, if we're talking the number 1 overall pick, okay. All right, you want to have that discussion, we can have it. But just a chance to have the 14 pick, 13 pick, whatever it is, come on now. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And people aren't even factoring in that if this pick conveys, now you're open to making trades with your future picks more so.
Yeah.
If it doesn't convey this year, then you can't trade next year's first round pick. So now you're limited in what options you have for improving the roster this offseason, White.
Now I get it. You look at the mocks. There are some players around 12 that have the qualities that the Kings could use. You have some guys who could be legitimate wings, 3-and-D wings. So I understand there's some value in that if you end up keeping the pick. I get that. It's just, and I've said this a number of times today, I don't mean to be redundant, but it surprises me that that's where the discussion is now in Sacramento. And maybe it suggests that we become a little more mature, or we're jaded, or as you've said, people are kind of, they're defensive here, but we're talking about the playoffs. Well, gee, I don't know, because you wouldn't get very far. I'd rather keep the draft pick. Really legitimate fans saying that in some cases. It just surprises me that that's what we've come to, but it speaks to how disconnected people feel from the way this team has been so inconsistent lately.
How about this? I think we're in an era, it's like buying a lottery ticket. Would you rather have $1,000 right now or a chance at winning the Powerball? Give me the chance at winning, because that's almost what it's like. The odds of getting the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Like it's, come on now. What is it? 0.04 or something like that. Something crazy. 0.004. Like it's like the chance to maybe get something, the chance to have an opportunity to get something is greater than the bird in the hand. And who's to say if you make the playoffs, Keegan under the bright lights, that experience. Keon,
well,
Devin
that's a great
Carter.
point. I thought of that earlier. I think that's a great point.
It's like you gain that experience. Domas even more. How about DeMar and Zach finally breaking through to the actual playoffs as a tandem? And so I think it's too much to gain by making the playoffs if Even if we do face OKC, bring them on. Like, there's a lot to gain.
Yeah, and we say this with eyes wide open. We realize, you look at the standings, the Kings they have not clinched even a spot in the play-in.
Yes,
with Phoenix playing better. Phoenix is playing better since they've started playing Iguodala and Dunn and Gillespie, along with Booker and Durant, and all of a sudden they're better defensively. And then we know about the Mavs, who looked like they were just going to kind of fold it all up and say, we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
But Anthony Davis coming back, their bigs getting ready to come back. So they look like they're making a run at it too. So the Kings have clinched nothing, which may be one of the reasons why Domas is back tonight.
Right. And here's the thing too. If you're talking about not making the playoffs or just tanking, then you're talking about these 6 or 7 remaining home games, whatever it is. Nothing to play for. Like, the energy in this building would be zapped out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we still got a chance. So I still expect this crowd, 17,000 plus, to be ready for tonight. If you're telling me, we're just punting on the rest of the season, we might as well fold up tent now. Why even play the damn game?
There's a little kid wearing green, and they're just really little, or else I'd.
No, don't do
I'm not going to say anything.
Don't say what you would do, but they'll be out here.
I'm not going to say anything. It's not his fault. His dad's wearing green, too. Brendan Nunes, the great Brendan Nunes. Like I said, there are a lot of really right-thinking people who know a lot about basketball who love the Kings, who are wondering about where this is all headed. Brendan says, what matters more in a few years, the playoff experience of getting swept or a better rookie?
No, it's not a better rookie, Brendan Nunes. It's the chance at a potential good rookie. We don't even know if the pick is going to pan out. You know what I mean? That's my issue. Like, I
also don't know that you're going to get swept.
And you don't know that you're going to get swept. We got to let it play out. Like, I've seen teams with the number 1 overall pick botch it, get it wrong. The Sixers had back-to-back number 1
trades. We've seen that.
We've seen it, right, Whitey? And so, what, a chance at possibly getting it right? Nah, man, nah. And Brendan, I said it before. I'm pretty sure you would agree with me, big fella. You convey this pick. Now you can open up your future picks, next year's pick, to maybe make
get that all off the book.
Get that off the book.
Some upside to that too. Yeah. Eddie House is going to join us. Now he's on the call tonight.
Yeah, he's on the call. The Celtics call tonight.
Yeah. He was a world champion with the Celtics, and he's a former King, and he joins us next on Sacktown Sports.
Ready for an early bird special? A new HVAC system replacement, both heating and cooling, for as low as $11,789. This is a limited offer and ends April 15th. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Clear and staying mild Monday night. Temperatures Tuesday morning in the mid-50s, and we'll be in the mid-80s in the valley in the afternoon with strong sun and light winds. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all grills are created equal. When buying a new grill, every detail matters. For March, grab a $149 gift with purchase of every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill, including a pizza lover starter kit and much more. More March savings include up to $79 off Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium stainless steel that boasts quality. See how Napoleon will help you achieve the perfect grilling experience. Visit Green Acres Nursery today with your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
We're super excited to announce that the new Truck Center is now open at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And it's easy to find from anywhere. They're centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. At Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you never have to sacrifice great service to get a good deal. They make sure you're treated the way you deserve to be treated. Showing time and time again that Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's the place where a handshake still means something. I mean, that's the reason why people are coming from all over town. Elk Grove, Folsom, Woodland, Roseville. Stop on in and experience the difference for yourself.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you,
Lightning and the thunder.
sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration, and the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
And Celtics tonight. Eddie House should be joining us momentarily here. Former Celtic, a world champ with the Celts, and of course he was also a Sacramento King. We have this in the chateau from Campy, and he's wondering whether Scalabrine knows Draper struck out in the softball game. Huh? That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. We don't need to share that with Scal.
Yeah.
He does not know that. He does not know that.
And he's not doing the game tonight, right?
No, he's not doing the game.
There.
No, he's back in Boston tonight. So I'm not going to break it out.
Yeah.
I'm not sharing.
How about Campy? How about the fact that Drapes was 2 for 3? Huh?
Right. Why is he focusing on that? My numbers are better than Aaron Judge. What are we talking about? Better than Shohei. Come on now. 2 for 3, a 666.
That's right.
667 hitting percentage.
That's right.
Come on, bro.
Hey, speaking of percentages, have you ever sat down and looked at our next guest's like 3-point shooting numbers from when he played?
Let me see.
They're really high.
He was a shooter?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
A 3-point maestro, a champion with the Celtics, and of course, 11-year NBA veteran and a former King, Eddie House. How are you, Eddie?
What's going on? How y'all doing? Hey, I add another thing to the title, man. Emmy Award winning. You know what I mean? Let's put that on there too. So one time.
Oh, snap. Okay. All right. Just a little flex out there. I see.
Yeah.
Eddie, first of all, welcome back to Sac, man.
That's not a flex. That's just letting the record reflect. That's all. You know what I mean?
That's letting us know, right? Just stating facts. Let me ask you, man, back here in Sac, you played the season here, but it's more than that, right? You got connections and roots here in Sac.
Oh, yeah, I got family out here, man. I got a lot of family, got a lot of loved ones out here, people that I, that I would call family that's really not family at the same time, but I do have family out here. I was out last night with my auntie, my uncle, my auntie, my cousin, her fiance, my brother out here with his kids. You know, I had a couple of my partner come down with, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, you know, with deep-rooted in the Sac, man, we made that move from the Bay. Well, a lot of people made the move from the Bay in my family back in, like, late 90s, 2000s.
Mm-hmm. Eddie, what do you remember the most about you? I think it was 50 games with the Kings. What stands out the most about the time you spent playing for the Kings?
I mean, it was so much fun because, you know, I was able to play with Mike Bibby. You know what I mean? At the time, he's still my brother. You know, at the time, you know, I was married to his sister. And it was just cool to play, you know, alongside him. And, you know, Sac was doing what they was doing. It was fun to play alongside him. And Sac kind of saved my career, man. I was out the league for a little bit. And I wouldn't say like a year, nothing like that. But it was like a couple of weeks to where, you know, I didn't know where I was going to be after I got waived by Charlotte. I ended up having a cup of coffee with Milwaukee. And then I always got love the Sac. And then I came out here after Bobby tore his abdominal muscle, and I was able to have one of my good. I had a good year. You said 50 games, so I was able to play a lot of games, and from there, I think it just propelled my career.
Hey, Eddie, Doug was on that team as well. Doug Christie, now he's an interim coach. What do you think of the job he's doing? And could you see coaching in Doug back then?
Could I see? No, you know why I couldn't see coaching in Doug back then? I couldn't see coaching in Doug back then because Doug was, you know, he was rough, tough. You know what I mean? A hard guy. And in today's game, you can't be that same type of guy. You know, you have to change your ways. But I think he's doing a great job, by the way. You know, he got the guys playing hard. You know, injuries. You know, a couple trades. You know, the one trade here and there, whatever. But I think the injuries have kind of hampered exactly what this team could be. But at the same time, they're still competing. They're right there. They're fighting with Phoenix. You know what I mean? Phoenix is trying. I think Phoenix is on their heels, right? 2.5 games.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Phoenix is on their heels. So, you know, just got to continue to fight, and that's exactly what Doug is a fighter, and not in the sense of, you know, I'm gonna get him up and go outside and fight with you, but he will do that as well. But at the same time, I think his team they believe in what he's putting out there. And that's the most important thing. If you don't believe in what the coach is saying, then you're never going to get the results that you're looking for, whether you're a fan or a player.
Eddie House with us, Emmy Award winner, 11-year NBA veteran. He was a champ with Boston in 2008. He's a Celtics TV analyst. Eddie, I always ask great shooters from yesteryear when we have them on, if you played for these Celtics now, right now, tonight, how many threes would you be shooting per game, you think?
As many as I could. That's as simple as that. As many as I could, as many as they would let me. You know, and a lot of people ask me that all the time. Like, hey, man, what about, you know, it's just a different game. It's a different era. But if I had the opportunity to play in this, right, put me in my prime, as many as I could. Because obviously it doesn't matter. I go out there, I can shoot 12, 15. It's cool. That's supposed to be my job, right? Quote unquote. So yeah, I would shoot as many as I would be able to shoot as long as I was out on the floor.
It's just funny that when Eddie played, no one realized, like, this guy makes threes. Threes are more than two. Maybe we should shoot more, right?
And
he was a phenomenal shooter.
Eddie, your career high in terms of 3-point attempts was 4.2 in 08 and 09 with the Celtics. Now, like you said, you be getting up triple that much.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's crazy.
Ain't no question. I definitely would be. And it also depends on who you playing with, your teammates, who you got around you. And are you able to get those off like that? I mean, I wasn't a starter, so to get four off the bench at that particular time, that's a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I was playing with some Hall of Famers over there, you know what I mean? So they took a lot of pressure off me and said, man, I was the guy they was trying to leave open. They bad.
Hey, Eddie, let me ask you this, man, you know, because you talked about, you know, some of the players you've played with. You played with a lot of great players, you know, looking at your career and everything like that. What would you say, who would you say was the most influential in the locker room of all the players you played with? Who was like the most influential in the locker room, the culture, the way y'all moved out there?
Oh, that's easy. Ticket.
Kevin
KG.
Garnett, yeah.
That was easy. That's an easy one. How he influenced me on the hype of, I'm an 8-year vet. I'm coming in, thinking I'm a vet, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like, okay, I'll just pull up to practice, get 20 minutes before practice, go get some shots up and then start practice. Well, when I pull up there, he full sweat, already been in the weight room, already been working out on the court. When I pull up, drenched in sweat. And I look at it and I'm like, man, who am I to be pulling up with 20 minutes left? I got to start getting here earlier. I got to start doing some of these things right here. You know what I mean? And then we ended up from that, he spawned what we used to call the G unit runs. And so the G unit runs was, the bigs would be down there, they'd be getting it in, and then the guards on this side getting it in. And before you know it, it was just super competitive competition every single practice. But I have to say, KG is definitely, it's hands down. It's not even close.
Wow.
Eddie House with us. I wanted to ask you about Sabonis. It looks like he's going to play tonight. We'll see. He's been out with an ankle sprain, and he had a big game against the Celtics in January. I know the Celtics are a phenomenal team, and, the Kings caught him one of those nights. But what about Sabonis made him, at least that night, a tough matchup for Boston?
Well, we was missing shots, so he got 28 rebounds. We was missing shots. I think we went 11 for something for. So he was, you a big fella down there. You're gonna get your rebounds, but besides that, in all seriousness, Sabonis has a skill set that a lot of bigs really don't have out here in the league right now. He's a stretch guy. He can knock down a shot, but more importantly, like his passing ability makes him so much of a threat to where you don't know if he's passing, what he's going to do. And then when he starts getting into his motion and starting to get downhill, or if he pump fakes and goes down to his back end and looking to go for, to just try to score, he has the ability to make passes. I mean, he get that from his daddy. His passing ability. I think that's the thing to me that is so much underrated from him is his passing ability. A lot of people might look at everything else, but I think the fact that you're able to pass when you're that big, when you're that type of player, where you're going to have the ball in your hands in certain situations, in certain spots on the floor, to be able to make the right pass that's on time and on target, I think that's what separates him from a lot of these big men.
Hey, Eddie, you host a podcast with Mike Bibby, Straight Game Podcast. How did that come out? I've checked them out. I just listened to the C-Web episode about a week or two ago. How did you and Mike collab on a podcast, Straight Game Podcast?
Well, first, that's my brother right there. So that first and foremost, shout out to Mike. And then also Ty Ellis is one that's on there with us. Cassine Gibson, guy behind the scenes working out there, Will's out there working the, audio and stuff. So everybody that's tied in, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's attached to the Straight Game Pod. But it came about, I just called him one day, was like, man, we should do, I don't know. It just like hit me one day. I was actually in Boston in a hotel room. And I was like, hey man, you want to do a podcast, bro? He was like, man, that's funny. Cause I was just talking to somebody else about trying to do a podcast, and that's what spawned it.
That easy.
Yeah, you got to check it out, Straight Game Pod, man. Good work. I know you're about to come over to the building. There's going to be a lot of Celtics fans in here, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready for this one, E-House. Jay, cut his mic. Cut his mic, Jay.
A former King saying that.
I know, it's killing me.
Thank you, Eddie.
All right, man. We'll see you in a little bit.
It's all good. All right, y'all take care, man. Peace.
All right, bro. All right.
Thank you, Eddie House. When we come back, how about the Wayback Machine quiz?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For this March the 24th. Yeah, it's coming up next year from the Gold One Center with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Northwest Exteriors.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Clear and staying mild Monday night. Temperatures Tuesday morning in the mid-50s, and we'll be in the mid-80s in the valley in the afternoon with strong sun and light winds. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
Northwest Exteriors wants to keep you cool all season long. Trusted in Sacramento for heating and cooling systems. Book your tune-up today as part of our 30th anniversary special. Call 888-TRUST-NW or visit trustnorthwest.com.
Simply the best. Trust Northwest.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Power up your drive with more miles and fewer fill-ups. Toyota leads the way with more hybrids than any other brand, backed by Toyota's legendary reliability. Shop great deals on 16 Toyota hybrid models from the longest-lasting brand on the road. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year complimentary scheduled maintenance plan. Don't miss the final days of Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event. Toyota, let's go places. See your Toyota dealer for Toyota Care details and exclusions.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet, and we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place.
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business?
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What are you going to take the RV to the lake or clean out your closet?
RV wins!
Putting the dishes away or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Cleaning the fridge or taking a trip to the beach?
RV wins!
You might want to clean the fridge real quick because, mold.
We clean out the fridge, then take the RV out.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Did you know colon cancer can be detected early or prevented through regular screening?
I have detected Around Earth is the greatest lie ever.
Okay, Roger. My uncle just passed away and I inherited his cockatoo, Roger. He was a member of the Flat Earth Society, so Roger picked up on some of his rhetoric. Anyway, screening, such as a colonoscopy.
Screen these! Screen these!
Roger that, Roger. Moving on. Colonoscopies can detect early-stage colon or rectal cancer or even polyps, which are abnormal growths that can turn into cancer over time.
I'm a Flat Earth walker.
Come on, Roger. What did I do to my uncle to deserve you? You don't get to choose what you inherit, just like colon cancer. Unlike Roger here, I believe in science. And science says that if colon cancer runs in your family, you're more likely to develop it yourself. Talk to your doctor about when you should start screening. Find out more at coloncancercoalition.org. A message from the Colon Cancer Coalition.
Huge savings now on new 2025 Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Save $11,000 off MSRP after rebates every new Silverado LT Turbo Max with Maida Chevy's exclusive all in-stock pricing. And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. $11,000 off new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some of the offers.
Made a great deal at Maida. It's time to go.
It's time to go.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Look at this to our right, just a murderer's row of Sacramento sports media. Dave Deuce Mason there, Matt George, Evan John. Look at him, my goodness.
Who's who, huh?
Yes.
Got the G-Man that was just here behind us as well. So, big game tonight, Whitey. Big game.
Drape's getting ready for the game.
Yes. Excited, man. Excited. Seeing some old friends out there. The kids will be here.
Mm-hmm.
They're huge Tatum fans, man. The kids, can't wait to see Tatum. Let me show you something, Whitey, here. This is back in the day when I was in Boston. I'm going to show Whitey this, and he can.
Oh, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Can you show that? Or maybe you don't want to show it.
No, I can show it. I mean, it is what
Isn't
it
that,
is.
speaking of Deuce, isn't that Deuce? Or is that who? Oh, no, that's your kids.
That's my kids.
That's your
yeah,
kids.
that's my
I'm
kids
sorry.
right there.
Yeah.
This is back in 2018, I think. If you're looking on the YouTube chat, it's young
Hello.
Nick and,
Yes.
and young Quinn with a baby Jason Tatum. I mean, check this out. Look how young Tatum looked back then, Whitey.
Yeah.
I mean, that might have been probably his second year in the league. Yeah.
Your daughter's so little
So
there.
tiny,
Yeah.
man. So that's their guy. So they're coming out tonight. They're excited, man. So hopefully the Kings get a win. They can see Tatum, but tonight it's all about our King.
Yeah. Speaking of getting a win, Kyle Draper against Jay Johnson in Whitey's Wayback Machine quiz here for March 24th. Who's up first, Drapes?
No, I'm sure I am. I'm sure I got him. Just like Jay's softball tournament. He might have been an MVP, but he came in second. You like that?
Yeah, Jay, by the way, was the MVP of the
cold game out here.
Martinez. Yeah, and you guys got walked off, right?
Yeah,
Jay? So
we got
that's
sent
kinda-
home packing.
Yeah, wow.
Go have a
Drake,
seat, fellas. That's what they
Sorry,
told us.
Sorry, Jay. Sorry.
No, that's all good, man. You live to fight
That's a
another
low
day.
blow. That's so yeah, I think I'm first, Whitey. I think it's me.
All right, we have this date, what year in baseball? This date, what year in the NBA? We have 1969. We have 2001. We have 2019 in baseball and 2019 in football. So where would you like to start?
I'll open it up with a win here. Get one right. Let me do NBA.
All right. This date, what year in the NBA?
I love my
Okay.
The trash talk game is better than
I
the
see you
actual
working,
game.
brother. I see you working.
Kansas City, Omaha's Nate Tiny Archibald.
Yes.
His jersey's hanging up here somewhere. He became the only player in NBA history to lead the league in scoring and assists in the same season. This date, what year?
I'll let Jay go first, and I think I know this year for a fact.
Give me that one more
All right.
question.
You got it.
Yeah.
KC, Omaha's Nate Archibald, Tiny. This date became the only player in NBA history to lead the league in scoring and assists in the same season. This date, what year, Jay?
68.
1968.
69.
It was 1973. Yeah. 1973. Draper has the point. Held serve there. Back over to Jay. Jay, this date, what year in baseball? 1969, 2001, 2019 in baseball, and 2019 in football.
2001.
2001.
Andrew Jones.
Karl Malone moved into nope. Swing and a miss. Karl Malone moved into first place on the all-time list of most free throws made. This date, 2001. Who is second? All-time list, most free throws made. Kareem, Moses Malone, or Robert Parrish?
Kareem.
Karl Malone this date. Kareem is not correct. Kyle Draper for the steal.
I would have to go with Robert Parrish.
No harm, no fouls. Moses Malone,
Dang.
1 point. Yeah.
Moses got to the line that much.
Yeah, no points
Dang.
awarded there. Yeah.
I don't remember him making that many.
Yeah, that's. Woo.
That's like I was watching the games or something.
I know, right? What's our years? What we got?
This date, what year in baseball? 1969, 2019 in baseball, and 2019 in football. You cling to a 1-0 lead.
This date, what year baseball?
All right. During an exhibition game against the Giants, Diamondback hurler Randy Johnson's fastball hits and instantly disintegrates a dove flying in front of home plate on this date. What year? You want Jay to go first?
Jay
You
can
want
go
to
first.
Yeah. What do you think,
I didn't
Jay?
know that was today.
Yeah. This date.
Two-
What year? Randy
2 years
Johnson
popped in my
fastball
mind.
hits the dove. Poof.
Let me calculate here. real
Disintegrated that
fast.
poor thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Carry that one.
And the question is
Arizona at the time.
what's the question?
What year did that happen? Yeah, this date, what year? Randy Johnson threw the pitch. Diamondbacks Randy Johnson hits and kills that dove flying in front of home plate.
Yeah.
Game against
I'm gonna say
Giants.
2001.
Bingo!
Yeah.
Got it!
Dang, good guess.
He's got it!
Dang it. Dang it.
Boom!
We got a game going here.
Yes, we do. Yeah, so Jay, you're up now. 1-1, 1969, 2019 in baseball, 2019 in football.
Let's go 2019 football.
Football. Rob Gronkowski announces his retirement from the Patriots this date, 2019, which would be temporary. Gronkowski's got 15 playoff touchdown catches for his career. Second to Travis Kelce for a tight end in the postseason. Which of these tight ends is tied for third, with 7 postseason TD catches? So it's 1 is Kelce,
Dang,
2
that's it.
Gronk, third, who is it? With 7, is it Jason Witten, Vernon Davis, or Tony Gonzalez?
Jason
Third
Witten.
all time. Jason Witten is not correct.
Tony Gonzalez, baby.
Tony Gonzalez is not correct. It's Vernon Davis.
Gosh.
Vernon Davis and
In the
Dave Parker.
playoffs?
Yes.
So he's got the one with Washington.
Yeah.
Damn, he's got
Okay.
that many with the
Still
Niners. He had
1-1.
3,
This
4.
is tough.
Uh-huh.
These are hard. All right.
Pitchers duel today.
Yeah.
Back to Drapes. 1969, 2019 in baseball. 1-1 game.
So there's only 2 questions. Like
That is
2
correct. 2 left on the board.
left. 2019 in baseball.
Mike Trout is the closest 2, pardon me. It's the
Jay
closest
goes
2.
How many games he's missed?
Jay, you're up first here.
Oh, okay.
Mike Trout, this date 2019, signs a 12-year extension with the Angels. At the time, the richest contract in North American sports history.
Yeah.
For how much money?
It was 400
12-year
million.
extension. 400?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Kyle Draper.
Oh, that was Jay's guess. 400. Ooh. I feel like Pujols. When did Pujols sign?
This date 2019, Mike Trout signs a 12-year extension with the Angels. At the time, the richest contract extension in North American sports history.
Oh,
He's in at
401.
Was 426 and a half.
Yeah,
Or
I knew it was
26
more
and a
than
half.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Drapes takes the lead. Jay needs this one to force the overtime. 1969 for you, Jay.
Yep.
Wes Unseld. is
Wes
named
Unseld, my boy. That's my
MVP
boy.
Rookie of the Year in the same year. Wes Unseld, MVP Rookie of the Year in the same year. Who is the only other player to do that? Wilt, Kareem, or Bill Russell? MVP Rookie of the Year in the same year. Wes Unseld did it this date, 1969. Who is the only other player to do that?
Man,
Wilt,
you threw
Kareem, Bill
the
Russell.
2 I thought about you threw in there. I was hoping you wasn't going the other way.
Jay needing this one to force the overtime. Draper on the cusp of victory.
Yeah.
Who's the only other player to do that? Wilt, Kareem, or Bill Russell? MVP Rookie of the Year in the same year.
Man, the 2 I thought. It's probably a throw off
Jay's
too.
hanging in there.
The 2 that I'm thinking is probably
Hanging
not
in
the
there.
one.
Yep.
Need an answer, Jay.
All right, hold on, man. I got
Do
time.
need an
I got
answer.
time. Hold
For
on. I
the
got time.
tie. He's like, I'm running
I
the
got
board. I
time.
got
Yeah,
time.
I got
I'm in
time.
charge here.
Oh man,
Obviously,
I
we're
just
not going
can't.
to break.
Right now, going to break.
Gosh, I can't remember this guy's MVP and Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna go with Bill Russell.
Wilton Norman.
Dang, I thought it was Will,
Will
but I was
Chamberlain.
like, you
I'm
trying to
sorry.
throw me off.
Dude, it was Will.
It was
I was going to say
Will.
Kareem. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it was Will and a hard
Will,
fought,
baby.
low scoring, gritty.
Yeah, that
2-1
was rough,
win.
dude. That was
Great
rough.
today. Good match.
No, that was good. Those
Yeah.
are some tough questions, man.
Yeah.
Those are some tough ones.
Everybody played well.
Yep.
Good match. Yeah.
Fair fight. Fair fight.
Congratulations.
Don't go to break.
Kyle Draper. Yeah. All right.
All right.
I'll tell you what. We're going to join Doug Christie here
Coming
in,
up.
just a little bit for his pregame presser. I'm sure he'll have some interesting thoughts on
guy here.
Sabonis, but we have some interesting news here from Shams.
Oh, shoot. Oh, we got to get him on the
When it
phone.
breaks,
according to
we have
Sean.
it first. It's
That's
Sacktown
what I'm
Sports
talking
breaking
about,
news.
baby. According to Sham Sharania, Mike Bibby, a 14-year NBA vet and former Sacramento Kings star, has agreed on a deal to become the next men's basketball head coach of Sacramento State.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to Mike Bibby. Let's get him on the phone. Call
hear
him
that,
up right now,
G-Man?
Jay.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Wow.
That's massive. Massive. Yes. This is exciting.
Yes.
I know he wanted this, man. He wanted to get into coaching, been talking to Sac State, and now he got it.
Does that mean he won't be joining Doug's staff next year, I guess? Yeah.
I might not be joining. I might be going to join his staff at Sac State. Shoot. You know what I mean, Mike? Holla at your boy. No, this is massive. Coming back to Sac. This is huge, man.
Yeah, it's
And
great for the
he's
program.
already
great for
talked
the
about
school.
to some of the recruits that he's targeting.
Mm-hmm.
And so this
You know,
is
Eddie House had to know that when he talked.
Oh, he had to. You know that. He had to. Those two are close. Yeah, he had to. Damn, that's what's up. Sorry about the language. But man, I'm excited for him.
Yeah.
We gotta get him on the phone.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Congratulations to Mike Bibby, the new men's head basketball coach at Sacramento State University.
Now, I wonder
All
he's
right,
been
take a
busy
break here,
the
Jay.
last couple of weeks.
Right?
He keeps saying, Jay, I'm busy. Give me a little time.
Really? All right. When we come back, we're going to hear from Doug Christie, of course, pregame, and we'll tell you who the Kings really need some help from tonight. Next year from the Goal One Center on Sacktown Sports.
Attention diabetics and weight loss patients. Are you or a loved one suffering complications after taking Ozempic, Wegovy, Rybelsus, Mounjaro, or Zepbound? These medications may be linked to serious gastrointestinal illnesses and other severe side effects leading to hospitalization or permanent injuries. If you've been hospitalized after taking these medications, you're not alone. We understand your pain and frustration and will stop at nothing to help you get the compensation you deserve for your suffering. If you've been diagnosed with gastroparesis, chronic vomiting, deep vein thrombosis, DVT, or experienced intestinal blockage requiring surgery, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call the Tort Defenders Helpline and find out immediately if you qualify. Get the justice you deserve. Call 888-900-LAW-1 today for a free consultation. That's 888-900-LAW1. Remember, time is limited to file, so don't wait. Call 888-900-LAW-1 today. Paid for by Tort Defenders. Tort Defenders is not a law firm and does not provide legal services.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you gotta drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came back to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. All right, I know what you're thinking. Here we go again, another Drapes commercial for his guys and girls down there at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. But trust me, listen to this. Whether you're in the market for a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, they'll take care of you. Trust me, they got certified pre-owned vehicles starting at 3.49 APR on select 2021, 22, and 23 models. And take it from me, when you go to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you leave out feeling like you're valued, like they trust you, like they care for you. Matter of fact, it's like they're your family. That's right. So for over 30 years, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has been there for the entire community. And get this, it's not that far away, guys. Just a short drive down I-5, or of course, online anytime at mbfstockton.com. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and tell them Drape sent you.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Once again, the big news from Shams. Mike Bibby, 14-year NBA veteran, former King star, agreeing on a deal to become the next men's basketball head coach of Sacramento State.
Sac State.
Drapes reached out to him. He's got the latest.
Yeah, just hit Mike up. Obviously got to get him on the Drive Guys. He said they got some things set up they're trying to do in the next couple of days, talking about the school. He said they want me to do these things first, but he got us. As soon as he can, he will be jumping on with the Drive Guys here.
How about that?
Yeah, that's huge. What a day. Eddie House, Mike Bibby, Kings about to get this win. Let's go, Whitey.
Enchiladas.
Trifecta.
Yeah.
No, why are you doing that, man?
I love enchiladas.
I hope you enjoy them tonight. I'm
looking forward
to
that.
I didn't try any.
Okay.
So hopefully they're good for you.
Yeah. How about former King Nemias Keita on the floor right now?
Not shooting threes.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this, though. As we watch Keita shooting threes, we know he's a big guy, center. Do you think no matter what, if you are an NBA player, you can develop a three-point shot? Or is it just some people, it just ain't? Like, if you work hard enough, you have that gene where you should be able to stretch it out and become a good three-point shooter.
Some guys can't even shoot free throws.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy when Giannis shoots free throws.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he bends his knees and everything, but then he gets to the top and stops.
Yeah.
It's like, once you stop, it doesn't matter anything you did beforehand.
Right.
So it's got to be one motion. So anyway, I guess the answer is no.
Like, because I'm like, why is Keita shooting threes? He's not anymore, but like, why? For the rare instance.
Pretty good stroke, Drake.
Yeah,
I saw him make a few.
All right.
I still don't know why the Kings
let him
send him on his way.
Yeah, and then he goes to Boston and gets time on a championship team. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the thing that confused me was that at every level, and I know it's different at the NBA, the highest level, but he was an above average defender.
Right. He was good. Yes, 100%. And like, he was the kind of guy you sort of work and bring along slowly. Like, he's a project,
Yeah.
But all of a sudden he goes to the Celtics and he's playing. That's frustrating. He's good enough to play for the Celtics, but couldn't get on the floor, of our team.
Well, I know the last time we talked to Cedric Maxwell, and he was nice enough to join us today, but I remember asking him about Nemias Keita, and he said, it makes a big difference when you're playing with players who are a lot better. The whole team. That's what he said. You're playing with really good players.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, when he was here, he didn't get to play a lot with the best players on the team.
No, but he was on that beam team.
He was on the beam team,
yeah,
sure.
He was on that beam team.
Here's who the Kings need to help them out tonight. This game already underway. I got to check the score here. Dallas at Brooklyn. So
we cheer.
Come on, Jordy.
Yeah,
let's go, Jordy.
Yes,
and
sir.
AD's supposed to be back in that game. And then Milwaukee at Phoenix tonight.
So we need Bucks to handle their business.
Yes.
And if we win, then we can push it to 2.5, right? Mm-hmm. And feel a little bit better.
Significantly better.
Right.
Of course, there's the other side of that coin, but we don't need to talk about that now.
Talk about that. Handle the business tonight.
Yeah. The main thing is Kings need to help themselves. Am I right? Yeah, you can look for help from this team and that team. They got to help themselves.
Well, what they'll say is you're in control, right? Win out, you're good, and so it doesn't matter what anybody behind you is doing. Checking out the latest injury report, Devin Carter, Malik Monk, Domas, all questionable, although Sam Amick reported that Domas will play tonight. So that'll be huge. As for the Celtics, Sam Hauser, questionable. Jaylen Brown, questionable. Al Horford is out.
At the risk of stating the obvious, the Sabonis news is huge.
Yes.
Here he is before he's even supposed to be reevaluated. And according to Sam, and Sam's really good at this, he's playing. It's not like, he might play tonight. He's playing tonight. They have another game tomorrow night.
And we thought, at least I did, that the injury could be even worse than just a sprained ankle.
Right.
We were thinking, at least I was, a fracture or something like that. And miraculously, 9 days later or whatever it is, he's back in the lineup, and shows you the sense of urgency that the organization has and he has right now. Because if this was October, November, probably give him, a couple extra days, first night of a back-to-back, something like that. And so the time is now, and hopefully he's all right, man. Hopefully he looks good out there.
Don't you think, and I know we talked about this earlier, but if he's playing on the front of a back-to-back, then and he's coming back early, he's probably hoping to play in both, because otherwise you just I'll take one more day off.
Yeah, you're right. And, I would imagine it'll be how he comes out of tonight. I'm sure he'll get, treatment, around the clock for it. But it's an encouraging sign, man. I'm excited to see the big fella back, because when you see him on the sidelines, and I understand, there's been shots of him smiling, but we know Domas is a gamer. We know he's a guy that wants to play basketball, wants to help his team. And so I'm sure he was chomping at the bit to get back out here. And so it'll be fun to see him out on the floor tonight.
Drapes, thanks for the text on Saturday. So you think the Kings were adding some wrinkles for Zach LaVine?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. And then we'll see if it continues, if Malik plays tonight. But, one of the things you were talking about, pin downs and elevators and stuff, I felt like I saw some of that last game. Different ways to get Zach involved in the middle of the floor, too. Yeah. Not just standing in the corner coming off screens. Like, he would be under the basket and then running off screens coming through the lane. And so I thought they did, and I haven't talked to Doug, and we'll hear from Doug coming up in about 5 minutes or so. I haven't talked to him, but I thought they did add some new wrinkles, offensive plays for Zach LaVine.
Elevator screens are so cool because two guys, then you run between them and then they seal up.
Yeah,
and you
seal
just,
up. Yep.
3 points, please. What floor? 3 points.
Right.
Yeah.
We need more of that. We need more of that, right? I mean, and that's the thing. It's like Zach is not a corner guy. Like, he can operate all over, but he's not a stand in the corner. I feel like his greatest strength is, in the middle of the floor. Because he can go left hand, right hand very equally. Obviously, he can hit contested shots. And so we'll see if we see more of that tonight if Malik plays.
Mm-hmm. I know a lot of us assumed that once he came over, there's going to be more shots for him to take. He wasn't taking that many shots, as you pointed out in Chicago, but he doesn't seem necessarily comfortable just being a high volume shooter.
Yeah, he's not out there just chucking them out. Yeah, that's for sure.
He's not Kyle Draper.
And even I'm getting him up 100%. But even last game, Whitey, there were 2 or 3 instances where I'm like, Zach, you open,
Yeah.
And he, whether it was second guessing or looking for his teammates or whatever, he decided not to. And so he's going to make the play he thinks is the right play a lot of times. But, I think, and we've talked about it, when you're the guy, it's okay to be selfish sometimes.
Yeah.
It's okay to call your own numbers sometimes.
It's really interesting what you shared with us earlier about Doc Rivers, because the NBA has changed. And I know it took me a long time to realize the wisdom of the new way. And the thing is this, as you said, years ago, you asked Doc Rivers about why are teams so ISO heavy? And he said, bottom line is a lot of teams look at it as our best chance to score is to have the ball in the hands of our best player a lot.
Yeah.
That's the Kobe thing.
Yep.
Phil Jackson was the triangle, was like, well, we want Kobe to have the ball a lot. That gives us our best chance to score.
And whether he shoots or pass, like, he is the decision maker, and you live and die with that as your best player, and we've seen with DeMar multiple times him hit big shots. I just wish, we didn't rely on that so early in the fourth quarter, so early in the game, especially. And we didn't dive deep into this, the Keon Ellis situation, not playing the final 5 minutes when he had 20 points and he was playing well on both ends. But when other guys got it going, we don't always have to resort back to, all right, it's DeMar time now. If somebody's cooking, maybe it's their time,
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Just the fact of the matter is the Kings right now, hopefully they'll get better. They're not a very good team in the half court offensively. They're not. They have their moments. They have skills. But they need to avoid that as much as possible, which you do by getting stops. When they don't get stops, and all of a sudden, I think that's happened a number of times this year. They have a lead, They're not getting stops. Then they're in the half court. They don't perform in the half court offensively. They're not getting stops. And that's when things start snowballing the wrong way on them. So it's really important to get at least a few stops so you can create some transition opportunities.
No, you're 100% right about that, because it seems like offensively, our points, especially in the fourth quarter, are hard to come by. Like tough shots that we make.
Yeah.
You know? It's not like execution and we get an easy layup backdoor or anything like that.
It's like everything is so hard.
Yeah. It's like we got to work for everything. And so, to your point, how do you get easy opportunities? Well, getting stops and then getting out and running on the other end.
Mm-hmm. By the way, we had the debate with Brendan Nunes earlier here in the Chateau about the Kings playoffs. Don't you want to be in the playoffs? Well, a lot of people, and Brendan saying, I think I'd rather have the draft pick. Aaron says, I'll take the young player. Well, I get it, but
Aaron.
Yeah. To me, playoffs are still worth pursuing.
What young player? Faceless, nameless young. So you want Anthony Bennett 2.0? Like what kind of player? There's tons. There's way more misses than hits when it comes to the NBA draft, Whitey. And so I'm not. If I get a chance to build culture, to build experience, I'm taking that. You play to win the game, man. You play to get into the tournament, if you will.
All the culture talk, as we've discussed, it can be a little overwrought, but I think right now it's one of the central issues with the Kings. It's not that they have bad culture. It's like as they're trying to build everything else, they're trying to form that culture.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out.
In the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Which is, what are we all doing? The whole organization. What do we stand for? What are we doing here as a team? And that shows in the fourth quarter where there's a lot of uncertainty. It's not that it's bad. It's like it's not there yet.
Yeah, exactly. And, the culture from Mike Brown to Doug Christie is different. Too,
yeah.
And so you can't like the losses hurt. I understand that. But it'd be different if we were the team we're facing tonight and having these issues. We are a newborn baby, if you will. Mm-hmm. You know how it is, Whitey. When you teach a kid to ride the bike for the first time, they're going to fall down sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, you take those training wheels off, there are going to be some bumps and bruises at times. And that's what's happening with our Kings right now.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be joining Doug Christie when he begins his pregame chat with the reporters, getting ready for about as tough a back-to-back as you could get.
Yeah. I mean, who other Cleveland and OKC, maybe, but
maybe if one of them was on the road,
right?
Maybe like a cross country,
exactly. And I'm looking at Sam Hauser just hit 3 after 3 after 3. I mean, this guy.
That's scary.
It's scary. That's like
because teams come in against a Kings, we've seen it all year, and they know they're going to get their threes up and they shoot with a lot of confidence. And as you've said, one of the things that has to change, despite all the excuses and reasons for this or that, you cannot give up a high number of uncontested corner threes in the NBA and expect to win. You're just not going to win.
Yeah, I thought that was, a big reason why we lost the other night. How many corner threes did we see Milwaukee make? And a lot of that came off of Giannis. Like, he was gashing us in that third quarter, making a little adjustment, and the Bucks picked us apart.
Yeah.
Gary Trent Jr., 11 points in that fourth quarter. And this team spreads you out. How do you guard Tatum or Brown going downhill? And if you do help, bam, a kick out, we're screwed.
Mm-hmm. So how you matching up with them tonight? As you said, from the offensive end, you can't hunt any mismatches.
Right.
It's difficult to find. How you matching up with them at the other end?
Well, I got to see obviously who's playing, but, at the 5 spot, we got.
You said you saw Malik with a mask on.
Yeah, I saw Malik with a mask on earlier, walking around. Saw Devin Carter also no mask. But at the 5 spot, you got Porzingis against Sabonis. That's a tough matchup, because Porzingis obviously floats around the perimeter.
A little bit,
stretch him out. Keegan will have to be on Jason Tatum.
Yep.
Who's guarding Jaylen Brown if he plays tonight? Like, that's what I'm scared of.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Zach? Is it DeMar? Somebody's going to have to take the challenge.
I don't like either of those options.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
But I get your point.
We don't have anybody else. Even Keon, if you remember that first time we played Boston, Keon was getting worked over by Jaylen Brown.
That's right.
Remember, it was like 8 straight points.
Yeah,
you know,
he just
down
wasn't
low.
strong enough.
Yeah, he wasn't
Yeah,
strong
that's a great
enough.
point.
So somebody got man up and sack up and guard JB tonight if he plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, might have to go early to Saudi Arabia. I don't know.
A little
But-
size and length. Yeah.
But as Cedric Maxwell said, he didn't think that Jaylen Brown was playing tonight, although you said your sources suggest he will.
I said that. We'll see what happens. Injury reports still questionable. He hasn't been out here warming up. Luke Cornett getting some corner threes. They're a good team, man. You know what it is, too, about the Celtics? Because I'm not like Luke Cornett. He ain't no second coming of Shaq or anything like that. But they know who they are, and they execute at such a high level, man. Like, they just have very good, solid role players that, because of execution, Whitey, get great looks. Like Sam Hauser ain't busting you up. We know what Sam Hauser is. But yet somehow he's still able to get up 8 or 9 threes or whatever. You know,
when the Warriors were really a dominant team, it looked like they have such a great bench. And I asked Tim Roy, how are they able to do that? It seems like there's a period there, and I'm going back like 2016 and that like pre-Durant even. He said they know when they bring a guy in, they know how to put him in his best position to succeed.
Exactly.
They understand the skills of whoever they have. Maybe it's not a great player, but like Sean Livingston, a really good player, but they knew when he was on the floor what they needed to do to get the best out of him. And I think Boston does a good job of that with some players that, like you say, they're not stars, but they sure are impactful because the Celtics put those guys in their most favorable spots.
What's the old saying, Whitey? Be a star in your role. And that's what the Celtics have. And we didn't even mention Peyton Pritchard.
I know.
You
don't like it.
I don't know how he does it, man.
You're a Pac-12 guy.
All right, let's hear from Doug Christie. Here's Coach Christie's pregame availability.
It was 6-7 games into your tenure as interim head coach. You guys are on that 5-game winning streak. Can you take anything from that game and apply it to tonight with a somewhat of a new roster?
I mean, you can in your mind, but they're a different team. We're a different team. You have to look at the film that's in front of you and respond to what's there. Conceptually, probably some things, but for the most part, they're champs. They're really good. So you just put a whole bunch of respect on their name and you go play.
Doug, we see Domas is coming back tonight. What do you expect from him? Is there a minutes restriction? How are you going to work around that?
He's playing, so he's playing. We're going to get at it. Any of that stuff we'll see. But happy to have him back more than anything, like a comfy blanket. Yeah.
And then on top of that, you are missing Monk and looks like Devin and Doug. Just how do you make up for that again?
That's like no pillow. So you roll a blanket up. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's just our league and what we go through. We've had many iterations of this team, and tonight will be another one. And we will figure it out. The thing that we do is we go and we play hard. And we compete at a really high level and put ourselves in position to win games, whether we do or not. Like, first things first, like that's who we are. And if we do that and we lose the games, are we happy? Hell no. But we have to establish who we are first and foremost. And we're continuing to solidify that identity.
Doug, a bit off topic outside this building, but your former teammate and friend Mike Bibby it was just announced that he's going to be the head coach at Sac State. I'm just curious, from one coach to another, your opinion on that.
I don't think it's official, so I can't really comment. But you guys know how I feel about Mike, so love him, support him. Like, once it's official, then I'll elaborate.
Hey, Doug, obviously, fans and media, there's lots of like storylines and narratives around games. A game like this, when you guys went into Boston and, kind of handled the Celtics, do you guys think at all as coaches and players about maybe the Celtics having that in the back of their mind and having to be ready for maybe a little extra from them? Or is that kind of just a storyline?
I would say the only thing like in our league that, you can use certain things as motivation, especially when you're champions. Sometimes you search for certain things, but the one thing that you do know is they will not look past you. And I think that's probably the biggest part of what you just said.
So going back to Domas, I mean, we've seen him fight through a thumb fracture. We've seen him fight through multiple injuries. We know how skilled he is, but can you speak on just the toughness and how special that is to have a player like that?
As somebody who did what he does and knows what it feels like to play injured against these type of players, it's a really, really commendable thing. It's hard enough to compete out there as it is, but to be hobbled in any way or to be trying to just make it and do whatever you can for your team. Like, in my opinion, that is like the highest level of teammate. Like, I'm sacrificing myself. And I've seen him do that many, many times. So I love and appreciate him for that, for sure. Yeah.
He's back much quicker than expected. Obviously, you guys are in a tight race right now, kind of fighting for it. What do you think that was a factor for him and just the urgency and trying to get back and help the team?
I mean, in my opinion, Domas is one of the players that if it ain't broke, he gonna try. And that's big time. There are parts of an injury, like when you are injured or you're hurt. Those are two totally different things. For him to, and our staff, our training staff, just like big shout out to them, because you're talking like 24-hour cycles trying to do everything that you can to take care of our guys. And that's a big commitment from them as well. And then our guys trying to do everything that they can do to get back on the floor. So just all the way around, like lots of stories, but rarely do you hear those ones about what we do here. And massive amount of respect to the players and the staff for trying to put it down.
Yeah, Drapes. Best of luck to you tonight. Have a great your pre-post tonight.
Yeah,
right?
pre and post tonight, baby. About to head on over there.
Doing your own makeup?
Yeah, always, baby.
Okay.
Don't trust anybody else to put their hands on his face.
All right. Yeah.
Do it myself.
Thanks for being with us. Stick around. The guards, Keon and Levine and Foles probably going to play a lot tonight, as Frankie points out.
Yeah, no Malik. Yeah, that's no Devin Carter. That's tough. I saw them both earlier walking together.
Yeah. All right. Stick around because game night is next. Getting ready for the Kings and the Celtics. Kings try to sweep the season series. We'll see if they can do it coming up on Sacktown Sports.
Does the Kings go crazy? Let me see that triple-double. Jersey on and they in trouble. Hit him with the assist.